stragglers come in. Can you guys in the back hear me okay? My son stole the amp. I have microphones, but he plays guitar and stole the amp, so I can't have a microphone. Talk loud. Okay. Does everyone have a red raffle ticket for the diamond gift giveaway? If you don't, raise your hand. Okay, and if you brought a wrap, do you have your wrap in the drawing? If you don't, go see Elizabeth again. Sitting Miss Newman. Okay, so for those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Sandy Dury. I've been with the company just shy of 3 years, and this is a training that my team puts on every single month. So thank you so much for coming. If this is your first one, I am going to go ahead. Come on in. Sorry. It's okay. We're going to start off by going over the party pad. How many of you are in the business less than a month?
Yes.
Wow. How many of you are about 2 months in? 3 months? 4 months? More than 6? Oh, wow. Okay, more than a year? Awesome. So we have a lot of new people in here, so this is going to be a really important area for you guys. So I'd get out your pen and paper. We're going to stress the party pad and how to utilize that in your business. Do we have any guests today? 2 guests? Okay, 3 guests? You're just being shy about letting us know you're here? 4 guests? All right, well, welcome you guys. We appreciate you coming. Hi. Nice. Like boomerangs there. Okay, so we run our business with a really fun little, I'm going to steal this out of my gift to show you guys. This is what our party pads look like. You guys ever seen this? Do you carry it with you? Okay, if you don't, I would start carrying this with you because you can use this anywhere you're at. And I love this little flip book. How many of you have tried that crazy wrap thing? How many of you are wrapped right now? Just one person. All right. How do you guys think the wrap feels when you have it on?
Cool. Tingle.
Tingly. A tingle. Cool. Anyone get super hot? You want to take all your clothes off? Which explains a lot. The wrap is kind of different with everyone. You'll it'll be super cold when you put it on. You'll have like a warming, a tingling, a cooling. But that just lets you know that it's working. So this is how we use it. You take it out of the package and use this when you're talking to your potential customers, your potential distributors. Use this to your advantage. Simplicity is key, and they couldn't have made it any easier for us. So you take it out of the package. Make sure you take it out of the package. You open it up, and you put it anywhere on your body that you want to tighten, tone, and firm. We all have an area we want to tighten, tone, and firm, right? Stretch marks we want to get rid of, cellulite. You can put it anywhere from your chin to your toes, and these are just a few. These are 6 examples, but really, if you can get it to stick, put it anywhere on the body, okay? If you want to do a facial wrap, make sure that you don't use the body applicator because we actually have a facial wrap just for the face. So if you want to tighten, tone, and firm those fine lines and wrinkles around your eyes and your mouth, use the facial applicator. It's got a different formula on it, and it's designed just for your face. Any questions on this part so far? Okay, the great thing about our product is you only have to wear it for 45 minutes. You can wear it up to 8 hours if you want to, but 45 minutes and the magic is going to be doing its job, and then once you take the wrap off, it's going to keep working for 72 hours. Make sure you let your potential customers and distributors know that this product continues to work and it's progressive. Okay? I love our wrap. I really do.
Question?
I wear them all the time. Huh?
Sorry.
Question, yes.
Visitor with a question.
Yes.
45 minutes. You can wear it up to 8 hours.
Yes.
Is there an advantage to wearing it the 8 hours?
No. No. Some people like to wear it just because it's really calming and it's soothing. I like to wear it after sometimes a stressful day just because of the ingredients that are on it. It's very calming. I'll put it on at the end of the night sometimes and realize that it's 9 o'clock at night and I don't really want to stay up another 45 minutes, so I just go to bed with it on, get up in the morning and take it off. No, it's not going to work anymore, but I will point out that if you've ever wore it for 45 minutes and you took it off and you feel like there's a lot of excess lotion left over, Your pores just might be a little bit smaller, so maybe wearing it a little bit longer will just give it time to soak in, but you can massage it in too and it's still gonna work. It's a good question.
Question too.
Yes.
How, after you take the wrap off, how long do you need to wait till you shower?
I usually say the next day.
Okay.
I mean, you want to give the lotion time to absorb in, but I've never had anyone say it didn't work if they took a shower that evening.
Okay.
But you
Actually,
definitely want to.
Dr. Don, somebody else said at a training that I was at with Dr. Don one time, and he said really after an hour, the lotion has absorbed into your skin. But I think we all kind of feel like it's on, you take a shower, you're going to wash it off. I think that's just kind of our nature to feel like, but,
Yeah, I mean-
but he said once it's in, it's in.
Okay.
Now, if you want to take a shower before you wrap, and that might not be a bad idea, just use soap that doesn't, like, use a cleanser that doesn't have soap in it, which is where our cleanser comes in handy because it doesn't have soap residue in it. So you just want to make sure the area you're going to wrap is clean and dry and free of lotions and soap. Okay.
I have a question, and I've gotten some mixed answers on this.
Okay.
How, if a customer asks you expiration dates on these wraps, what do you tell people?
They've got a year.
Just, okay, because I know some people on my downline has even called corporate and they've given different answers.
It's
So-
a year's shelf life. I mean,
Okay.
the lotion's going to start drying out. I would say I've had a wrap that I found I had it for over a year and the lotion was okay, but I think it depends on how you're going to store it. I mean, if it's in the car or super cold, that might affect it, but I've always been told a year to guarantee that it's at its
From when you get it, or, okay.
from when it's sent out because they make them by hand and they're very fresh, so they're shipping them pretty much as fast as they're making them. And it'll say there's a code on the box.
There is, Mandy and I tried to
Yeah.
remember
Tina?
that.
What is it, how do you,
I have to look at it to tell you. But it's like if it, let me look at it. I have an old box in here. Okay, so like the first number is the year.
why don't you stand up because the people in the back can't hear you. Sorry.
The first number on there is the year. This is a really old box that I keep in my purse. So this is 2014, and the 01 is January. So like the first 3 to 4 numbers will tell you the month and year that it was made. So this box is good until January 2015. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to see a box of wraps because I was looking for things.
So the first number is going to give you the year it was made. The second set number is going to be the month. So it's a year from that month and year.
Okay.
But it will say 04 or 03. It won't say 14. You know what I mean? For like the year.
14, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
It's weird.
Okay,
It
gotcha.
took me a while to
But
figure it out.
I let everyone know a year shelf life if you're keeping it in.
Who can let those bad boys go a year?
I know.
I know. Well, I had, this all came up because there was people on Facebook selling it on a site.
Right.
And the lady just.
Which is a no-no. You
Yeah.
don't
That's what we
buy
were
or
just
sell
talking
your
about.
Who was?
That's what we were just talking about on the way
You
here.
guys were?
Mhm.
Yeah, don't buy or sell on eBay, Amazon, any of those. It's against compliance. You'll be turned in and you don't want to lose your distributorship over that. Just get out and blitz wrap your feet and put the wrap on people. Give them a product that's new, not an expired one. Okay, so this is what it does. Here's a before and after picture. When you're meeting with your potential customer or distributor, you're on that page, you're showing them a before and after picture. If you don't have photos in your phone or in your purse, this picture will show them what it does. I mean, this happened in 45 minutes. This lady had a baby, and that was her post-baby belly, and 45 minutes later, that's what the wrap did for her. These products work. If you've got photos, this would be the time to show them the photos of clients that or customers that you've personally wrapped. If you don't have photos yet, reach up to your upline because I'm sure we have the pictures of people we've wrapped that we'll let you use until you have your own. Okay? But tighten, tones, and firms in as little as 45 minutes, reduces the appearance of stretch marks and cellulite. It works if you use it. If you have customers that say it don't work and they're not using the products, remind them it doesn't work unless they use it, but it will reduce the appearance of stretch marks and cellulite. It gives fast and long-lasting results out of botanically based formula. You're going to be asked the question, what's in it? It's a botanically based product. No, really, what's in it? I don't know. I'm not the scientist. Pull out your box. Tina puts one in her purse. I have one in my purse. I'm sure a lot of you carry the box with you. If they just ask because they're asking, you'll find probably one person in 100 that really want to know what's in it. Let them read the back of the box. The ingredients are right there. Don't feel like you have to know every little thing and every little product. I know there's some green people in this room that need to know all of that, but it's not necessary to be successful in this business. Keep it simple. Use your party pad. It's fast. It's long lasting. How long does it last? Once you've done a treatment, which is 1 box, the results can last 3 to 6 months depending on how they're taking care of their body. Make sense? Yes.
One question I had, like when you're at a party, you're doing a party, it says to drink water.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been giving people water.
Yes.
Some of the time, I think the water has made them not show any results at all because they drink so much of it.
Why would
Because it would make them bloat a little bit.
have them go pee?
Well, they do, but still.
Them drinking water is not going to affect their results. It's going to maximize the results. So the more water they're drinking, the better the results over the next 72 hours. When I do parties, I will take their before photo. I don't always take the 45-minute photo. I get really excited and I tell them I can't wait for their 72-hour photos, and we connect that way. And then I'm comparing before and 72 hours. That's what works for me. You can do the 45-minute. I don't. Unless they really have the big bladder and need a pee, but they're going to see something in the skin, the smoothing or
Yeah.
the lifting or the toning.
I've been telling my party hosts, let your guests know that, you know, for a week or however long, if they're not water drinkers, they need to be drinking water. They need to be drinking half their body weight in ounces before the party, the day of the party, you know, several days leading up to the party. It's going to help enhance it. Because you might be right. If we're talking about people who drink Diet Mountain Dew every day, as a rule, all day long, and then they drink 4 bottles of water, yeah, their body's going to freak out because
They're
that's
not
not what they're
used
used to. So I've been kind of coaching my hosts and hostesses that, you know, get these people's bodies ready for what's going to happen.
And you can ask the guests there too, how often do they drink water? And you'll have the ones walking in with their big gulp pop for the party, and you're gonna know they're probably gonna be the ones that argue with you about drinking the water. But you have to drink the water. It's a necessity if you want these products to work. How many of you have had guests say, or customers say, this product didn't work for me, and when you ask them, are you drinking your water, they said no. Okay, that's why. You need to drink your water. And this is our first to market product of its kind. We don't have any competitors. And when you're going through this party pad talking to people, whether it's a one-on-one or you're sitting at a party, make sure you let them know. There is nothing like our product anywhere. Our closest competitor is liposuction and shapewear. That stuff's expensive and uncomfortable. But use this at a party. If you're not using this at a party, you're overcomplicating it and you're making your job a lot harder. Does anyone not use this at a party? I hope I don't see any.
No.
One brave soul raises their hand. Make sure you're using this because it'll help keep you on track. Sometimes we say too much, and if we say too much, our guests have gone like blank on us, and we've just wasted our time. So use your party pad.
I have a question.
Yes.
I was blitzing, and the lady next to me had tried the wrap and said she actually gained an inch and did not like it. Works so much Avocare. I was kind of like a deer in headlights.
She gained an inch.
With the wrap.
So somebody was measuring her when they weren't supposed to measure. She probably didn't poop. She's not a pooper. She's going to bloat. If she wasn't drinking water, it's probably why she wasn't seeing her results. If she has a poor diet, it's why she didn't see the results she was looking for. And 1 is the sample, 4 is a treatment. So she just did 1 and she wasn't drinking her water and she wasn't having a normal bowel movement. She had 3 strikes against her. So in that case, you would just say, you know what? Ask her, how much water were you drinking when you wrapped? How many wraps did you do? Did you finish your treatment? Are you having a bowel movement every day? That way you can educate her. So maybe she'll think about it and come to you and say, okay, you know, I really appreciated you giving me that information. I didn't do A, B, and C, but I want to give it a try again.
Okay.
9 times out of 10, somebody didn't drink their water. They're not going to the bathroom. They only tried 1. And we all know there's a post that goes out there. I've seen the picture where they go to the gym once and they don't understand why they don't have a 6-pack. But they ate donuts like for 3 years. Like, people, I mean, yeah, our product is amazing. I mean, it does some pretty awesome stuff, but it's not going to get rid of everything overnight in 45 minutes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
So, yeah, so if you get, I mean, you'll have somebody say that to you again, and just educate them.
Okay.
Some will, some won't, so what? Someone's waiting, so either she'll take your advice and thank you and want to try it again, or she won't. But she'll come around, because Avocare, you know, our product's better.
Avocare though doesn't have a wrap.
And they don't have a wrap. Yeah. All right. Our loyal customer perks. I love this slide. I love using this when I'm talking to people at a party. I'm able to touch on so many products at once, and I don't feel like I'm all over the place. But we got 3 packs. The wrap pack obviously is the smallest one. It's not my favorite one. I don't think they're going to get the full benefits of our defining gel out of this pack, but we offer it. They're going to get a full applicator plus the smaller defining gel. The skinny pack, they're going to get a full treatment of wraps, so they're going to get their 4 wraps. The big bottle of defining gel, which, who loves their defining gel?
I want
I
a gallon bucket of it.
You want a bucket of it? You just want to swim in it?
love it.
Dip in it? Yeah, I love our defining gel. You can use this for so many different things. And then obviously the fat fighters. Make sure you're doing your fat fighter demonstration when you are at a party. If you're at Starbucks meeting with someone, I don't suggest pulling out a glob of fat and fat fighters and doing that, but if you want to, you can. Or I've been known to pull out a YouTube video to show them how the fat fighter works, and it's still effective, but you want to at least let them see how this works, because seeing is believing. People want to see how it's absorbing 30% of the fat that they're eating, so it's not going into their bloodstream. They're saving $77 on this kit as a customer program. Let them know what their savings are, okay? And then our It Pack is the brand new one. I love this one because it kind of gives you a little bit of everything. If you're wanting to work on your face and your body, you get a facial box wraps, a body wraps, defining gel, lip and eye. Who carries lip and eye with them everywhere they go? How many of you have put that on somebody at the store? Kathy, yeah, Elizabeth. Carry this with you because it really, you'll have people chase you down. I carry mine no matter where I'm at because you never know when you're going to come across someone if you're asking about the products. You could, here, let me show you this amazing product and do one eye. They'll chase you down. They'll come back and want more. And then our greens. Greens on the go. In this, you can get it in berry or orange. How many of you are orange fans? Yeah?
I like them both.
Couple? You like them both? How about berry? Team berry? Oh, yeah.
You can use orange juice and put the berry in it, and it's very good too.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'm team berry. It's sweeter. I like the sweeter greens. But the It Pack, it's only $179. They're saving $120 off of our customer program. And the reason I like our party pad when we're doing presentations because they get to see either one, they're going to pay full price, which could be a sticker shock to them, but then they're going to see immediately, oh, I could save this? Well, how am I going to save this? And then you go, well, let me tell you about how this program works. You're going to get wholesale pricing, same exact price that I pay for the products. Customers and distributors, we pay the same thing. Whereas at Costco or Sam's Club, you have to pay an annual fee every single year to get the wholesale price. With It Works Global, you don't pay any kind of fee. There's 0 fees. If you can find something that you want to purchase for 3 months in a row, you are a customer for life. You get our wholesale pricing from day one, and you start earning free product credit. Every time you're ordering, It Works is going to give you 10% back in credit. How many of you were customers before you were distributors? We were about 2 years. I know.
Technically.
How many? Raise your hand really high.
Real high. How many customers before distributors? How many of you had quite a bit of perk points that you kept redeeming to get free products? I know 2 people for sure. Yeah. We pay our customers essentially to be a customer because we want them to use the products. So let the people know when you're talking to them, listen, we're going to reward you for taking care of your health or your beauty of your face. They get rewarded, and this is something that I find a lot of people forget to tell their customers. You get a $50 bonus at your 6-month anniversary. We can give you 50 extra perk points to buy products. Okay? At your 1-year anniversary, they're going to get $150. How many of you were with us as a customer for over a year and got both bonuses? 3 of you? Okay. That's a lot of free products. And then free shipping. Our customers get free shipping starting in their 4th month, as long as they're on the auto ship program, unless they've changed that. Does anyone know if it's changed? I think it's still just on auto ship. So you're going to get free shipping. Yes?
If they stop and like they stopped after their 6 months and then they restart and go, does it start over? Do they lose it?
Nope.
Done?
Once they've done the first 3 consecutive months, they're a customer for life.
Right.
Whether they decide to stop ordering for 2 months, 6 months, a year, and then they log back in and start ordering all over again, they're going to get wholesale immediately and free shipping and reward points all over again.
So there's 12 months. I'm saying if
No.
they stop. Like someone of my customer.
Oh,
got
and they
a
didn't-
month bonus,
Yeah,
and then they stopped. So when, will they, if they restart
No.
again?
it's only within the
They
first
forfeit
year.
it?
You have to be a customer for 6 months consecutively to get the $50, 12 months consecutively to get the $150. If at any point they stop their orders, they forfeit the bonus. But they always get their 10% perk points every time they order.
I just realized, and I didn't know this, that at the 2-year mark, they get an additional 150 loaders.
Megan, did you see that happen to you? You've always had tons of money in
I know,
there.
so I just kind of would go through it a little bit at a time.
Maribel, did you know? Well, you always had a lot too, so you probably noticed your, because you were with me for 2 years.
I was like,
Really?
Whoa,
Elizabeth, is that every year or is it just at the
I don't
2-year?
know, it was put
Okay.
on the triple page. And
Okay,
it was
I
a
saw
mark,
it on
it was
there.
like a ticket that was put in and said, yes, at the 2-year mark, if they've shipped, if they've done it for 24 months consecutively, they will get 150.
Well, look at that. Hopefully, if they're a customer for 2 years, y'all are reaching out to them to become a distributor with you. I know Maribel, we touch base a lot, and Megan, she just joined us. She's been a customer for 2 years and finally decided to take the leap of faith with me. And then Bloom, how long were you a customer? A year. And then Mandy, how long were you a customer?
She wasn't.
I wasn't.
You just kept ignoring her and then finally jumped on. I remember. Okay. But our customer program is amazing. So make sure you're telling everyone their perks, because not everyone is going to be a distributor right away. Some people will want to get on the products first, so make sure you're explaining the perks to them. And make sure that they understand they have to do 3 months consecutive so they never have to pay any fees, okay? But use this to help you. Use it as a guide. Because you want everyone else that you're talking to show that they can do this too. If you're not utilizing this party pad, you're making this business look too hard to people. Okay? All right, so we talked about our customer side. Well, now we have the distributor side. Everyone in this room except for our guests have taken the step to do joining the party with us. Everyone did $99 to join this amazing business, right? So now everyone's a business owner. Our business concept is so easy. You get started. They're going to give you a box of wraps. It's only $99 to get started. Your sponsor is going to help you sell your 4 wraps for $25 a piece. You make your $100 back. The worst thing that's going to happen is you'll use those 4 wraps yourself to start your own before and after pictures, right? Every distributor, because we are running a business, we need product every month to put on people, because that's what we do. We go out and we blitz and we wrap and we repeat the process, so we got to have the wraps on hand. So once a month we run an 80 BV auto ship to get product on hand. We have 2 booster kits. These are completely optional. However, I will let you know the mini booster, for those of you that are guests or maybe those of you that are brand new and don't understand this, the mini booster is only offered one time. And that's when they're joining your team for the very first time. If they don't order it, they don't get it. They can't come back 10 seconds later and say, oh, I want to get this. And if, I know Kathy, this has happened to you a lot of times, you'll offer to get it and you find out that they come back to you and say, can I get that? And then they just bought it right back from Kathy. Once it's gone, the option's gone. But it's only $149 to get it. You get 2 more boxes of wraps, a box of facials, greens, fat fighters, and defining gel, which is really everything you need to do a party. If you're taking more than fat fighters, defining gel, greens, and facials and wraps with you to a party, you're taking too much. I walk in with a bag a little bit bigger than this with just my stuff. So if you guys are coming in with loads of stuff, stop. You're making it look too hard. Walk in with a party pad, your fat fighters, defining gel, greens, and have fun. Make sure everyone's wearing their pajamas too so they can relax. But you make $300 in cash once you sell that. And then the party booster, this one's offered anytime you want it. Kathy, you've gotten this one quite a bit. I've purchased it a few times. You're going to get 4 more boxes of wraps, a box of facials, greens, eye cream, fat fighters, and lip and eye, or defining gel. So again, everything you need to do to run a business. This is just going to get you in front of people faster rather than waiting on your product to show up in the mail. Yes?
You said you can get that anytime?
You can buy this anytime you want. And on the next page, I'll show you something. You get reward points within your first 30 days. You can use those reward points towards this big booster to get it. Okay? Any questions on step 1? Join the party, $99, sell your wraps, make your money back, run your monthly distributor order every month. Step 2 in our company is called our wraps free. This is what we want to make sure happens within your first 30 days in the business. How many of you are within your first 30 days? Okay, so this is the step you're on right now. Step 2. You're on a mission to get your first 4 customers before your first 30 days are up. If you accomplish that, It Works is going to give you your $120 in rebate credit. It's enough to either get 2 boxes of wraps for free. You do the math, that's $200 cash in your pocket. In addition to that, for these 2 customers, you get 1 more box of wraps for only $25 instead of the $60. For these 2 customers, you get another box of wraps for $25 instead of $60, all for getting 4 customers. So essentially, you could get 4 boxes of wraps for $50 out of pocket. That's a lot of money, $400. And that's just for getting your first 4 customers. So how many of you that are within your first 30 days have completed this step? Good job.
Did it after.
Couple more, huh?
I'm just over 30, sorry.
Just over 30? Okay. And then step 3, this is our guarantee. This one we always strive to get done within our first 60 days in the business. If you can find 3 people that want to join this team with you and do this business with you within your first 60 days, if you help these 3 people get their 4 customers, then It Works is going to guarantee you're going to make a $500 income. So let's say you've made $300. You did step 1, you joined us. You did step 2, and then step 3 you've completed and you only made $300 in commissions and bonuses. It Works will just give you the other $200 because you've done what they've asked you to do. Okay, and that's within your first 60 days. Any questions? Again, use this. It simplifies it. You don't have to go into, I've heard people go into everything and anything about being a distributor and the customers, and you get the deer in the headlights looks from the people you're talking to. You're saying too much. You're throwing up on them. Use the party pad and keep it simple. Once they're in the business, you're going to teach them as they're going. Don't throw everything on them at once. They're going to run from you. How many of you have done that? Thrown up on someone, thought you had to tell them the whole compensation plan, how deep you get paid, and all. One person's going to admit that. I'll admit it. I did it in the beginning.
I did.
If you say too much, they're going to run away because they're like, I have to remember all of that. Use your party pad. So for those of you not using this, today's the day to start fresh and start using this every time you talk to someone. Okay? This is the income potential for distributors in the company. These are annual earnings. Now this is an average, and I'm going to stress this because I know I've had a few people get confused on this. This is just an average of everyone at these ranks within the company globally, okay? This isn't a guarantee, it's an average, but these are really nice averages. How many brand new distributors do we have in the building that are at that rank of distributor, brand new?
Pretty much.
Okay. Distributors just coming in are making an extra $750 a year. If you're not spending that money and you're putting it on some kind of a debt, that could pay off a credit card. If you had like a $700 credit card or a $500 credit card, it could pay off debt. How many executives do we have in the room? Raise them high. Okay, so our executives in the room, now an executive, they've got 2 team members doing this with them. They're making over $3,000 extra a year. It's a good chunk of change. It's $3,000 you didn't have before you joined. How many rubies are in the room? Okay, handful of them. Rubies are making an extra $5,600 a year. How about some emeralds? Awesome, we got 2 emeralds in the room. An extra $10,000 a year on average for an emerald. That's what some people make at a fast food restaurant, and you're making that with slapping wraps on people. That's pretty cool. And you didn't have this money before you joined this business. How about diamonds? How many diamonds do we have in the room? Just one, okay. Our diamonds make an average of $23,000 extra a year. Again, that's his annual salary for some people. Tina's doing that, slapping wraps on people. How about double diamonds? How many double diamonds do we have in the room? 2. Okay. Double diamonds. You guys are making an extra $54,000 a year. That's mind-boggling, isn't it? Pretty exciting, isn't it, Mandy? Yes, it's very exciting. And then triple diamonds. I think there's 3 of us today. An average triple makes almost $105,000 a year. I mean, that's insane, you guys. I thought you had to go to college to make an income like that. College dropout. Presidential, 109, look at the jump from triple to presidential. $193,896 a year is what a presidential makes. And any one of us can get there. Any one of us can do that. And then Ambassador Diamond, I mean, really leaps. On average, $586,000 a year. Who wants to be an Ambassador Diamond someday making that much money? Who doesn't? Or just making any of this, really, you guys. If you look at this, I mean, we think this is life-changing. Life-changing starts here. Okay, it starts here. So if you're here and you're getting upset because you're not here, don't get upset, because even here you're making more money than you were before you joined. Let that sink in for a second. Even here, if you're not here, you're still making more than you did before you joined. This is just commissions. This is not wrap cash. This is not our weekly bonuses. This is straight up commissions. Keep that in mind. If you're a Ruby and you're getting frustrated because you can't get to Diamond, you're a Ruby, and you should be proud of the fact that you're a Ruby, because you are making more today than you were before you joined. And if you're smart about the income you're bringing in, you're paying off the debt you wanted to do when you came into this business. Or you're putting it into a savings, you're putting it into retirement, you're saving it for a vacation that you've never been able to take. You are making life-changing money the minute you start blitzing, wrapping, and repeating. Okay? So for those of you that are guests today, there's two programs, and you have a choice to make. You're either going to feel that our loyal customer program fits you, which means you're going to get our wholesale pricing. You're going to get a website that's going to help you, that's going to let you change your orders. You get to change it. You have total control over what you're getting every month. You pick it. We don't. You're going to start earning free shipping. You're going to get reward points. Or you're going to want to jump on board with us, especially after some fun stuff that you're going to hear today. You don't have to make your decision right now. You'll be with us for another hour and a half. Distributorship, you're still going to get wholesale pricing. You're going to get a website to run your business, and it is $20 a month to run that, but that's nothing to make, to run a business to get this. You're going to earn cash. How many of you love to get that fast cash in your hand? Slap a wrap on someone, you walk away with $25 in your pocket.
I love it.
Right. You just had a killer party the other day,
Yeah, I
didn't
did.
you? Yeah. She's like, I did, that's right. Yeah, I mean, you can wrap someone anywhere. How many of you have wrapped someone in a department store? Marcia, you've wrapped somebody in a weird place. Where have you wrapped everyone?
Bathrooms.
Every time I go to a restaurant with her, she's like in the bathroom wrapping people. Or she's like doing a blitzing show in the bathroom. Airports, bathrooms, restaurants, department stores. On an airplane, one of her girls wrapped someone on an airplane on the way back from conference last year while we were descending. Yeah, you can wrap anyone anywhere in 30 seconds.
Nursing home.
Nursing home? Who wraps someone in a nursing home?
Yeah.
Nice. We have a girl on our team that always hides in the closet at work and wraps people. She's not here today, but she wraps people in the closet, like the utility closet. She hides in the closet at work and wraps people. So cash. If fast cash appeals to you, we can help you do that. We earn bonuses. We get weekly bonuses. Monthly commissions, getting out of debt. There's some bonuses that are running that end on December 31st. If you want to get in and you want to hear about those bonuses, get with the person who's going to sign you. And we'll tell you what you need to do to get there, but you could get $10,000. But getting out of debt in general, any of these stages are going to help you get out of debt. If you have the right mentality, and keep in mind that no matter where you're at, you're better off than you were before. Okay? So those are the two choices that you have. Hopefully you'll find yourself fitting into one of those, and whoever brought you can get you set up. Any questions on the party pad? How many of you are going to start carrying this around, everywhere you go? How many are going to start utilizing it at parties? It's the only brave one. Okay, so just use these, you guys. It's an awesome tool. It keeps you on track, and it does the work for you. I'll use this even when I'm on the phone with someone. I got a girl to join our team. She was referred to me, got her on the phone with me, and I sat there on the phone with this at the table, and I flipped through it, and I read what was on here because I wanted to keep it simple even when I was over the phone with them. Because if I don't, I'll throw up. I like to talk. Because I've been in this so long, I have all this knowledge and all this information, and I think everyone wants to hear it, and they don't. So this keeps me on track. So if you feel like you're wondering why you're not sealing the deal, or you're wondering why you're not on track, it might be because you're not keeping it simple. So get with your upline we can coach you a little more on that. Julian,
You ready?
I'm not, are you?
I am more than ready.
I would like to introduce my good friend Elizabeth Houlihan. She's a triple diamond in the company. She's my sideline sister. I love her. She's very, very intelligent. When she talks, there's nothing that isn't aha that comes out of it. So what she's going to go over today, you guys really take notes, because I've listened to her for 3 years now, and I still walk away with something new that I catch from her. So Elizabeth, if you'll come up and let everyone know who you are. But she's going to go over some pretty amazing things with you guys. This button goes to the next page.
And to go back is this one?
Yes.
I'm not highly tech intelligent. I'm tech targeted.
That's your new name.
I'm not kidding. My son who's 15 says, Mom, you're tech targeted. Can you hand me my Oh, sure. My name's Elizabeth Houlihan, and I have been with the business for about 2.5 years. I was introduced to the business in a nursing home.
Oh, that's funny.
And one of the aides in the facility that I worked at was trying to get me to rap. I really discounted her because I looked at her and she was this beautiful blonde with a perfect figure. I knew her that way, and I thought, what the heck does she know about it? You know, I'm 50, I'm a size 16, 18, and how the heck is she going to tell me how to lose weight? So I really was like, la, 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 and smile. I'm not kidding you. I am telling you this because you guys need to know that that's what people are doing to you. How many people do you think that you've had people go, la, 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 oh, yeah, la, 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 yeah. They do it all the time, okay? But she was so persistent, eventually I had to take my fingers out of my ear and said, okay, just give me a brochure. And then the brochure sat on my table for 3 weeks. I almost threw it away, okay? But I said, you know what? I told her that I would look at it, so I looked at it. Then I went, if that picture is really for real, if that's not like photoshopped or something, that's pretty cool. You know, because I had 2 children, I had been trying to lose weight for a very long time, and I could eat a salad and tape it to my rear and tape a Snickers bar and tape it to the other side. It was exactly the same. And no matter what I ate, it was going into storage. So what I figured out was that I wasn't doing something right, which was I was, you ever heard if you do the same thing over and over again, expect a different result? It's like the the dictionary thing of insanity. Okay, well, I was insane. I kept doing the same thing and not getting a different result. Okay, and I'm going to tell you, I was doing the same thing with my career. I have a college degree. When I got out of school, I got a job, corporate America, because that's what was expected. I went from company to company in business development and sales. You get to a certain rank, and you can't go any higher. So I go to another company, and then I get to a certain rank, and I couldn't go any higher. And then all of a sudden, people started selling off companies and merging because of finances. I got really high in one, and then I had a phone call for a year review, and I was kicking major rear for a pharmaceutical company down in Indianapolis. I mean, I was #1, and I will tell you, all the guys in the room, I kicked butt over every male counterpart. I was the only female on a 20-person team. I say that because, you know what? It didn't matter whether I was #1 or #20. We all got canned. Why? Because the department got completely eliminated. So I went to another corporation, and then we got sold. And what happened is when we got sold the next day, I had someone sitting in my office who said, no more bonuses. I'm sorry, Elizabeth, no more bonuses, and you can't talk about this with anybody in your company. Well, guess what? Because I was a business developer, I lost 25% of my income, because in business development office, 25% of your annual income was based on bonuses, because it made you go out and bring new business in. 25% gone in a 3-minute conversation. I couldn't say anything to anybody. So when I looked at this and I looked at the rap and I figured out, okay, this works, I said, okay, tell me the marketing plan. So I sat down with Lisa Fuller, who is an Ambassador Diamond. I didn't know who she was. I sat down in a bar in Archibald, Ohio. Everybody been, it's called Ickey's Bar. And Angela Jockett and Nikki Brubaker were there, and I asked about the marketing plan, and she showed me a little bit about the marketing plan so I would understand it, because I had been in network marketing in my 20s. For about 9 years I did it, and I loved it, but the other problem is that I didn't trust the company because it went down. So the only thing that I was looking at is, does the product work? It does. Is it priced appropriately? It is. And does the company have like a established foundation? And the difference between what I was in before and what this was is they were debt free. This company was debt free before I even walked in the door. This company went debt free in like 2009. 2009, guys, there were companies shutting their doors because they didn't have enough money to stay open. It Works Global went debt free, okay? So for me, as a business person, I looked at that and said, this is extremely logical, okay? But I also am very financially driven. I knew, and I'm going to tell you the secret. If you get this next sentence that I'm going to tell you, and you apply this to your business, and you do it consistently with pressure and passion, there is no reason for any limit to be put upon you. So regardless of whether you're working for a corporation, or whether you own a business, or whether you've never been a rapper, or you've been to college or not, whether you're 18 or 85, the only thing that you need to know is he who raps the most wins. You think about a time in your business when you fell on top of the world. It's because you rapped a lot of people. Right, Mary Truitt?
Absolutely.
15 days, 34 people rapped.
Woo! Actually,
36. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you something. There have been times that I know in my business, and probably Kathy's business and Sandy's business, that we slacked. We didn't rap 10 people in a month, you know? I can't put words in your mouth, but has there been a month that you ever rapped 10 people in a month? Okay. There's been lots and lots and lots of months that you rapped way more than 10, okay? So, if you look at how many people you are putting a rap on, and I don't care if you're putting a body rap or a face rap on, guys. He who raps the most wins. That is the golden rule. If you feel like you want to restart your business, he who raps the most wins. If this is day 1 for you, Yvette, what are you, day 3, day 4?
1 week.
1 week? Honey, he who raps the most wins. That is what makes this business work. So I'm going to give you an analogy of how to keep it between the rails and the train track to success. So when you look at a train, you have a really, really big train, like an old-fashioned one, you know, like the steam engine trains. And how do they get the steam engines to go forward? You have to put coal in there, right? And there's a fire. The coal heats the water, water turns to steam, steam starts turning the cranks, and all of a sudden your wheels start going forward. And they have to stay on the tracks. If the train doesn't stay on the track, what does it do? Jumps the tracks and there's an accident. And there's casualties. Okay? So this doesn't just apply to you yourself, but I want you to picture yourself as a leader. And behind you are many trains with many cars. If you jump the track, what could potentially happen to the train cars behind you? They could fall off too. So when It Works Global put this together, they figured out a system of how to keep people on track. Okay? It's a system. So let's go to the first one. You guys just saw. I did it. All right, the steps to success. I know that some of you, when we were going through that, was going, I've done that. I handled it, I did it. Or maybe I tried and I didn't do it. Or gosh, well, you know, this is the stupidest thing ever because I know the 3 steps to success. Okay? Great. Do it. He who raps the most wins. 4 raps. Raps in here. Raps in here. Then you get people here by doing what?
Rapping.
Rapping. Then you sign, you know, your loyal customers and you get what?
Raps.
And then you get these raps and what happens? And what do these people do? Wraps. And then wraps. And then wraps. And then what do they do? Wraps. 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 What's the key?
Wrapping.
He?
Wraps.
Okay. And understand, that's not a competition between Sandy and I or Kathy and I or whatever. It's a thing you have to do to yourself. It's an internal competition. So if you constantly say, I win if I wrap people today, then you know. Okay? So when you go through the steps to success, the only thing that's consistent through all of these places are the wraps. So think of your train and think of, instead of coal being thrown into the engine to create the steam, it's wraps. Wraps are what fuel your business to create the energy, to make the steam, to make the things start to turn, to make the wheels start to go down the tracks. It's very simple. If you don't have wraps, you don't have steam, you don't have energy. You have to have wraps. So when someone gets started in the business, if they don't get started with one of these two things, I know that they have to work harder. It's harder for them to get started. Why? Because they don't have as much fuel. Because the fuel is the wrap. So when they get started and they get one of these two packs, you don't just say, oh, that's it. You don't need to do anything else and let them go. You have to train the system. The system is this. This is a tool. Stay between the rails. This is part of the directions. This is the roadmap. You're the engineer. You're looking at this. Oh, this is what I need to do. I need to go through the party pad. Let me tell you, if you've ever been to one of my parties, you see this line right here? There is a script that you can load from your eSuite. And you can tape the words in here. And so when I do a party, I flip it and I read it. This is it. It's a system. It's the roadmap. I flip it over, and guess what's here? My words. I can go through the whole entire thing. There it is again. People go, oh my gosh, you sound just like Pam Slaughter. I do, because I'm reading what she's telling me to say. Okay? That's what it's about. You do what they do, and you get what they have. And I know that Pam's like, follow the script, use the party pad. It's a tool. Okay? So what are the wraps? The wraps are the fuel to make the steam, to make it start pushing, to make the wheels go around so you can go down the tracks. Okay. Now, we're going down the track. This is us individually. Okay? This is us individually. And we want more people on our train. I will admit to you that I want a very big train. I want a very big train. Why? Because I want to build a legacy for myself and my children. Okay? This is called a hundreds list. This is how you start to add trains to your track behind you. This is how you add loyal customers. This is how you find potential distributors. This is how you get referrals. This is how you get people to wrap. If you don't do a hundreds list, how are you going to remember everybody? It's crazy. I am telling you, I laugh so hard sometimes when people say, oh my gosh, I know so many people. I know so many people. And I'll say, well, write them down. And it's like the deer in the headlights. Like I just asked them to take a spelling test. It's not a spelling test. This is the way that you grow your train. This is a system. This is the keeping between the rails. Pam Slaughter didn't just wake up one morning and have an epiphany. This is what she does. So your hundreds list actually increases the speed of your train. Because if you don't do this, then you have that herky-jerky motion. Have you ever seen a train try to get started? Have you ever seen it? Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. How many of you ever done the herky-jerky motion? It hurts, doesn't it? It does. It's frustrating. I've had frustrating months. I'll be like, what the heck am I doing different? I'm not using my hundreds list, and guess what? My people aren't using their hundreds list. If you have one person in your business, you have to work with them on their hundreds list. I just met with Dawn. I met with her a couple times. One time I said, Dawn, you need to keep this simple. What are you? You are a
Rap girl.
You are a rap girl. Thank you very much. You don't complicate it past there. If you're a man, just change the girl part. You're a rap man. Okay? What are you?
Rap girl.
Rap girl.
You are what?
Rap girl.
The simpler you make it look to people, the more people you will attract. If you say to people, oh, I'm building this huge business, and oh, I detox this, and I'm nutritional consultant, and what other things do crazy people say? What are you?
Rap girl.
And most people will go, what's that? As soon as they start asking you questions, then you can start engaging more, but keep it simple. You are a
Rap girl.
That's all you are. Rap girl. What do you do? I'm a rap girl. So when you have your hundreds list, Dawn, we went through your hundreds list. Dawn said, I said, okay, you need to divide this up. You need to look at the videos that Lisa Fuller put out, video number 1 through 10. In that video library, if you aren't doing that, you need to make sure that you watch those videos, 1 through 10, Lisa Fuller, Ambassador Diamond, onboarding systems. It's part of the tracks, guys. Stay between the rails. I know that I have some additional training, and so does Sandy. I don't know if Kathy does or not. I don't know. Everybody in your upline might not be through Lisa Fuller. But if you have an onboarding system with your team, follow the tracks in front of you. Don't go over here, because guess what's going to happen? The train's going to fall off. Okay? So do the training videos. You also do the training videos in your eSuite. Inside your eSuite, there is an eSuite training guide. How many of you guys printed that out? How many of you printed it and used it? Oh my gosh. If you haven't printed it and used it, go back and do that. Print it, use it, look at it. Why? Keeps you between the rails. Keeps you compliant. And it's really important to stay compliant because you never know when you may be facing somebody who is an FDA person. Right, Mary?
You never know, y'all. I'm just going to say this. I had two raps on a woman last night. True story, in my town. We're sitting on her couch talking, and she's complaining about people hate her at her job, and she's just a troublemaker. So I said, well, what do you do for a living? And she said, I'm an FDA inspector. I swear to God, I almost had a heart attack. Like sitting on her couch, I went,
and she's wrapped. And she's wrapped.
And she's wrapped, mind you. So.
Thank goodness Mary's compliant because she hadn't done, for the FDA puts out these, what they want to do is just make sure that we stay between the rails. You don't measure.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you don't measure. You don't make claims on anything inside the body. We're cosmetic. Stay between the rails. Where do you learn the rails? In your eSuite.
Training.
In your eSuite training. Okay? For your hundreds list, color code it. Lisa Fuller gives the full thing on color coding. No, I'm not going to tell you. Watch the video. Okay? On top of that, there are 3 things that I do, and I know I've talked about it before. If you've not heard of them, then you can look up on the YouTube video as well, but I'm going to tell you quickly what there are. On top of the color coding, I tell my team to put 3 stars. Dawn, do you remember the 3 stars? We went through the 3 stars. The first one is someone that we look for that is...
Contact rich.
What is it?
Contact rich.
Contact rich. Contact rich person is someone who knows a lot of people and is connected. Maybe they're involved in their church. Maybe they're involved in a community organization. Maybe they're in a huge mother's group. Maybe they're in an exercise club, whatever it is. They're contact rich. The second type of person, do you remember?
Someone who is, I know it's someone who is driven.
Mm-hmm.
And then.
Because they want to, say it again.
Someone who is driven.
Yes, but someone who is, starts with the P, personal,
Oh, personal growth and personal gain.
yep, like personal development driven. Someone who wants to improve. Maybe they're improving because they're doing Bible studies. Maybe they're improving because they're taking college courses. Maybe they're improving because they are going to a gym. They want to improve themselves in some way. When you improve yourself, you are committed to a process of getting better. People who are personal development driven are usually really awesome born leaders, or they can grow into them very easily. The third type of person is, remember, Don? They have an entrepreneurial spirit. Okay? Entrepreneurial spirit. They've either had a business, want a business, or in a business now. They're the one that's always got like some big idea. Like, I would be a millionaire if I invented a paperclip. You know? Sorry, we already have one of those, you know? You know what I mean? You know those people. Okay? They can have more than one star. That's a good thing. If any people have any one of those 3 stars, you need to make sure that you are coordinating with your upline leader. Or if they have 2 stars, my team better be calling me, because I'm going to strategize with you so that you know how best to approach that person. We're going to apply different personality colors to that and make sure that we can help you make sure that you maximize your hundreds list. Okay? Hundreds list is part of keeping in the rails. It's throwing the fuel inside of the train to get the wheels going. Now tell me again what happens if you don't do your hundreds list. You get the herky-jerky motion. Every time you start getting the herky-jerky motion, I want you to remember me. Crap, I got to do my hundreds list again because I'm in a herky-jerky motion. That's what it comes back to. It's very simple, because he who
grabs wins.
Cool. All right. Ruby structure. We're going to go, yes.
Can I ask real quick? All right, when you said entrepreneurial spirit, you said had, wanted, and there was one more, and I didn't catch it.
Either want a business, had a business, or in a business now.
In a business. Okay, that was one I missed. Thank you.
There's another part to that list, but it's not a star. And it's called every single one of us have a chicken list. Someone we're too chicken to talk to. And they're usually someone who has 2 or more stars. If you don't find them and we both know them, I'm not chicken of them anymore. How many of you have a chicken list? How many of you are too chicken to call them? How many of you are going to stop being chicken?
I'm not afraid. Bring it on.
You can tell yourself now to 2017 that you're not chicken. But if you aren't calling somebody who's successful because you think that they're too good for this business, you are chicken. You never know. You absolutely never know. Okay, we're going to build a Ruby, and I'm going to take these people right here to make it quick. Tina, I'm going to take you first. All right, this is Tina. She's an awesome leader, by the way. And Tina gets started in the business, and she goes through this. You got started and you went through step 1, you got your business builder kit, okay, and you set up your $80 BV auto ship, okay. $80 BV means bonus volume. That's the assigned value that the company gives the product. It's not anything weird. It's the assigned value that the company gives the product. Okay, and then you can get started with one of these 2. Did you get started with one of these?
I did the big one.
You did the big one? Really good, because that's really high return on investment per wrap. You're a business person. Okay, so you get started and you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes of wraps. So that's $600 that she can make. Okay, so she's got this, and then we have to start with the hundreds list, and we're gonna. You don't have to wait till you get your hundreds list done to host your party, for goodness sakes. You set a party when you make a decision. You become a distributor, you make a party. I don't care if it's the same day. I know 3 people that rap. Call them up and let's get them over here. Let's rap them right now. None of this wedding planning, I gotta get foo-foo stuff for the table, I wanna have 10,000 different hors d'oeuvres. This is not what it's about, folks. It's about wrapping. Okay, so we're gonna get your kit, we're gonna get your product. I can guarantee you if someone came and wrapped you, they got more wraps because wraps are what fuel our business. So Tina says, okay, I got 3 neighbors that'll wrap right now. And she just signed as a rep. Who's this neighbor?
Maribel.
She calls up Maribel, you gotta get over here. There's this lady that just did this wrap thing on me, and I'm telling you, my belly is tingling. And I know that it's working because my jeans are a little loose, so you better come over right now because I know you've been telling me how many times have you told me that you are sick and tired of that muffin top on the back. Come on. Am I telling you the truth? Have you had this conversation? So she gets started and she looks at it and they're sitting there and they're talking and it's like, gosh, if this stuff really works, we could be gazillionaires. I thought that. Who else thought that? Okay. Okay. So she's going to get started. And what's she going to do? You get your business builder kit? Yes? You got 4 wraps?
Yes.
Did you get started with one of these?
Yes.
What'd you get started with?
The big one.
The big one. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. $600 in cash. Okay. $600 in cash that she can make. Okay? And she did her hundreds list. Okay. And I mean, we could do it right now. We could do this as part of the same party, but let's say that we waited for 2 days or 3 days. Because she was excited and she's got this tingly thing on, and all of a sudden her muffin top stuff on the back is done. Who here, if you didn't get rid of your muffin top in 45 minutes, is not going to be stinking excited? Think about it. You can go to the gym for 2 years and that muffin top's not going anywhere. You put that wrap on and it's gone, or it's starting to go, you better be telling your friends, because they got muffin tops too. I am not making any inference by selecting the next people, by the way, but these are your friends. All right, come up here. You're a friend. Okay? She calls up and says, I need you to come over here. I need you to come over on Wednesday. I got this girl. I tried this thing. It was tingly. And I'm just telling you, my muffin tops are forever changed. Come over. Okay, so she comes over and she shows it to her. And she says, holy cats, if this works, we could be gazillionaires. Okay. Did you think that? Yeah. Okay. So it looks good. Okay. And so, Tina, Maribel. I want to call you Maribel. And what's your first name? And Angie. Okay. And Angie's like, okay, I want to get started. I'm a stay-at-home. Are you a stay-at-home mom? What do you do for a living? She's self-employed. Ooh, she would have been on the star on their hundreds list. Okay. So I love it when these examples just happen by accident. We've never met before, have we? Okay. So she gets started. And she gets wrapped, and she's like, holy cats. But man, I'm telling you, this woman is eagle-eyeing the skincare. She's like, you have no idea. I have sensitive skin. I have tried everything, and nothing has worked. I want to try that peel. I want to try the facial. I want to try everything. Is that the truth? Okay. All right, so she gets started, and she's using, I mean, they do the peel, they let her try the peel, she's doing the stuff, and she is like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And Tina is going, my train is building! Are you not, Tina?
I am.
Okay, so she gets started, and guess what happens? She's like, I'm going to get started, and I'm going to get the business builder kit.
Give us your clicker.
She's going to get the business builder kit. Am I flipping through the whole thing? She's going to get her business builder kit. Did she get started with one of these? She didn't get started with one of these. What did you get started with?
I don't even know. I'll make it up. I did, I got wraps.
So you got some wraps. Let's
I
say
got
you
that,
did
then I went back later and got 3 other things.
So 3 of them did. Okay, let's say you got 1 other box of wraps. 1 box of wraps, another box of wraps, and 2 facial stuff, or whatever you got. She still has $200 in cash that she can make. Okay? All right. So she's got, right here, she's got $200 worth of product, or how, do you think you bought probably about, what do you think? $150 worth of product? Okay. All right, and you got your auto ship set up? Okay. All right. This is where we're starting in Ruby structure because right now, this might have happened like in 24 to 48 hours. Oh, she got the mini booster. Sorry. She's a mini booster, so she's got 1, 2, 3, 4. $400! Okay? $400 that she can make. I'm sending you guys subliminal messages. Can you hear? Okay, so Tina knows a lot of other people, and let me ask you this. I know that you've been in for a while, Tina, but if this were you, and this is your first day, and you did this in the first 24 to 48 hours, where would you be? Would you be not like attacking your hundreds list?
I'll probably pass it out.
But attack your hundreds list, right?
I sure would.
Okay. So in her hundreds list is Marsha. So she calls Marsha. She says, "You will not believe this, Marsha. I know that you are so into natural stuff. You are so into natural stuff. You have to come over. I did this tingly thing. I need some help. I need some help. I need you to try this thing." And Marsha's like, "I love you. I'll do whatever it is that you need me to do." So she comes over, and she puts this tingly thing on her belly. She also does a facial wrap. She hands her the cash for the $50 for trying it. And she's like, "Oh, this is awesome stuff. This is awesome stuff." And then she goes to the party pad with her, and she goes, "Well, dude, why would I not want to do this with you?" And so she says, "I want to get started in the business too." So Marsha gets started with her business builder kit. And did you get started with a party booster or a mini booster or other product? Just joined. So you still had $100 that she could make. Okay? She made $100 at least because she had 4 wraps. Okay? So the thing is that Marsha is a contact-rich person. She knows everybody because the church that she goes to is huge. Okay? So she does her hundreds list. I'm going to teach you something. If someone gets a small amount of product, you had better leverage their contacts quickly to help them get their train moving. Period. Your responsibility. Now your upline's yours. You sign somebody, you help them start moving. Go through their hundreds list. You need help with it? Call your upline. Don't not work their hundreds list. So Marsha starts working her hundreds list. She has some parties. She has her ADBB auto ship set up. She's on her way. You had a party booked like the first week. She didn't wait for the right, beautiful invitations. She didn't wait for the green taffeta. She just did it.
I had 23 people at my.
Oh my.
Okay. Now she knows that in the Ruby structure, if you can flip over to the Ruby structure. Okay. Right now, this is Tina. Okay. Right here is Maribel. What's your first name? Angie. Angie is here. Marsha's here. Tina is looking at the structure going, "I am 2 distributors away from Ruby structure." Are you thinking that? Okay. 2 distributors away from Ruby structure. So, she's going to be working with Maribel. Who do you know who may want to be one of the 3 types of people? I'm going to give you guys a nugget again. Some of you guys heard it. There's 3 types of distributors. The first type of distributor just wants to get free and discounted product. That's all they want. They don't care about their hundreds list. They want free and discounted product. Sign them up. Help them get free and discounted product. How do they do it? They get their business builder kit. They set up their $80 auto ship. They can get an extra pack if they want to. They sign Foil Oil customers in the first 30 days. If they sign Foil Oil customers in the first 30 days, what did they get? Free and discounted product. They got $120 worth of free BB product, and they got 2 wrap rewards. That's discounted product. They also get, for every 2 loyal customers they sign up, they're going to get discounted product from here to the time that Jesus comes back. So what you need to do is make sure that you understand that not everybody who signs up wants to be a full-on distributor. The first type of distributor just wants free and discounted product. Embrace them, love them, encourage them. That's awesome. They'll be loyal. They'll bring in loyal customers. They'll get referrals from friends. The second type of distributor is the type of person who just wants to supplement their income. They're not looking to change the world, but man, an extra $300 towards Christmas could really make a difference. They're looking at maybe changing some tires before the snow falls. Maybe they're looking to figure out a way to put a savings account together because they're 55 years old and they haven't figured out how to save money for a pension or retirement or whatever. They need to start saving. Whatever it is, they're looking to supplement their income. Maybe an extra $200 to $300 a month, maybe $400 a month. Guys, that was me. I wanted to supplement my income. I didn't want to quit my job. I made $80,000 a year. I was not looking to do some crazy rat thing. Are you kidding me? I was corporate minded, but I just want to supplement my income to replace what the corporation had taken away from me because they removed my bonuses. That's all I was looking to do. I didn't want to go out and get another job. I didn't have time for another job. I wanted to be able to wrap people when I had time to wrap, make cash. I was looking for cash in my hand. The second type of person, guys, cash is king. The first type of person is free and discounted product. The second type of distributor wants cash in their hand. They want to see the cash. They want to supplement their income. They don't care about their check at the end of the month. They want cash now. You need to help them understand that when they put a wrap on people, that is cash in their hand. Cash is king to the second type of distributor. The third type of distributor is someone who wants to build more of a business. Maybe they have a little bit more long-term vision. It's probably one of the 3 stars. They're either contact rich, they're personally development savvy, or they're an entrepreneur. They're more the long-term thinker. They understand residual income. Now, if you look at that differently, guys, there are 3 types of people that become distributors. This structure, it doesn't matter who goes where. You just want the Ruby structure. So we go to Tina and say, who do you know that wants to supplement or who wants free and discounted product? Can you think of anybody? I think it's this friend right here.
Yes, there.
All right, come on up here. Okay? We've got a third person now. She's now got 3 front levels. What's her first name? Sarah says, I love the product. I just want to supplement my income. I just want to make some extra money for a vacation. So she sets up a party within the first couple days. She doesn't wait for the green taffeta. She sets up the party because she's on a mission. Because she knows she's getting Ruby structure. Which means as soon as she gets Ruby structure, everybody here, we're going to start building Ruby structure. And that's what builds diamonds and emeralds, is when you start building more rubies. Okay, it's not about her anymore. It's about her building her team. So then she knows she's got one more person to build. So she and Maribel are going to work together and try to figure out one other person. And all of a sudden, she has like an aha moment. She goes, tell me those types of distributors again. Free and discounted products, someone who supplements their income, and somebody who's looking to build something long term. Okay? And all of a sudden, she realizes she's got a friend who is an incredible entrepreneur. Who every time she touches something, it turns to gold, but guess what? She's on her chicken list. You're a chicken list person, okay? And what happens is she calls Tina, and Tina calls Sandy, and Sandy says, I'm going to strategize with you, I'm going to help, I'm going to meet with her, with you, because this person, she says, I'm afraid of her. I'm afraid of talking to her because this is the one person that could make me a
$1 zillion.
Okay, but guess what? Sandy sits down with her, she talks with her, she decides to get set up because she sees the long-term vision of residual income because she's the third type of distributor. So when she comes in, she understands a high return on investment. She gets started with her business builder kit. She gets started with a larger party booth because she gets $600 in cash. And then she runs after the 4 loyal customers. She has parties, but she's already wrapping people because she understands residual income. And she's going to be one of these people that are going to run. But in the meantime, Tina has built 3 front levels. 1, 2, 3. Maribel. We also have Marsha, Sarah, okay? We know that each of these people needs to be in place and that Marsha and Sarah need to have $400 worth of GV, which means group volume. That means all their loyal customers and maybe anybody that they brought into their business, that combined volume is $400. Marsha had 23 people at her first party. She had well over $400. Did you wrap people individually or do a party? Okay. How many people do you know that would want to wrap? It better not be less than 10. Okay. She's going to get at least $400 worth of volume out of that. Okay? If someone tells you that they don't know anyone, that's a way that they're telling you that they don't believe that this works. That's just a different way that they say it. Oh, I get signed up, but I don't know anybody that would use this. They're saying very loudly to you,
I don't believe this.
okay? Watch what people do, don't listen to what they say. Okay? Now, so we have 400, 400, and we know that she has the structure, but we need to make sure that these guys have their 400. So, we know she got the big boost kit. You got the big boost kit, you got the mini. So these two girls have to have $400 in volume piece to be a ruby structure for Tina. So we're going to make sure that we get that in place with parties, running their warm market, color coding their warm market. Their warm market is just the people that you know on your hundreds list. We're going to color code your hundreds list, all of that. That is how you stay between the rails. I'm going to tell you that I have heard of people go, oh, I'm going to get signed up and I'm going to hit every salon in the state of Indiana. I'm going to sign up and I'm going to target market nail techs. I'm going to go after chiropractors and I'm going to be a gazillionaire. Has anybody in the room said that or heard that before?
Yep.
Okay, that's not staying between the rails. It's not staying between the rails. If you stay between the rails, you can build a solid ruby structure. Thank you, ladies. That's it. All right. We built one ruby. Question on how to build a diamond structure. We know that an emerald has 2 rubies and 2 $400 legs. It's a matter of what we call duplication. One of the fastest duplicating animals that I like, there's some that duplicate faster, but the one that I like is a rabbit. Okay? Bugs duplicate faster, but I like rabbits. Okay? This is kind of like getting together and all these people have a bunch of rabbits. Okay? That's all it is. I want you to think about it. Okay? That's all it is. Keep it very simple. We have to make sure that when we duplicate, that it's not just filling a name in a box. Because if you fill a name in a box and they're not going to be one of the 3 types of distributors, free and discounted product, supplemental income, or more that long-term vision, if it's not one of the 3, they need to be a loyal customer. You sign up somebody that's loyal customer material, and all they want to do is use the product, but they don't want to do anything else, then you do a disservice to them. Do not put them in here to fill in a box. Do not. Do not. Do not build a ruby around somebody that really wants nothing to do with the business. Because guess what? You might build them so well to an emerald and they aren't a leader. They don't want a leader. They don't want anything to do with it. All of a sudden they're here and all of a sudden you got to manage this whole piece yourself. You build leadership. So what you want to do is make sure that Tina, from that ruby structure, you are building. You are building. One of these people might be Maribel. Maribel might become your emerald. Okay? But you also might have Sarah, or it could be Marsha, or these other girls that come in. All you want to do is identify who wants to run, who, and how do you do that? You figure out who's doing their hundreds list, who's color coding it, who's putting the stars on it, who's booking parties, who's doing one-on-ones. Because we know the fuel to make your train go forward is wraps. And he who wraps the most wins. That's how you build a diamond. Is he who wraps the most wins. Now, I wrapped 55 people in my first 30 days. How do I know this works? Because that's what I did. 55 people in your first 30 days is working it. Okay? You have to really hustle. I don't care if you've been in this business for 3 years. You can still start over and do that over again. Because you know at least 55 people that you haven't talked to yet. Okay? I just want to tell you right now that I am so blessed and so excited and so honored to be able to work with this triple team. I learn every time that I come from both Kathy and Sandy. So why do I come down from Michigan? Why do I bring my people from Michigan? Because I like to plug into their systems. Sandy is a very system-oriented person. She and I love that. I am slightly disorganized and tech-hearted, and she is very organized and very techy. Okay? So I lean on her a lot. So if you are in her group or if you have the opportunity to learn from her, understand that she's very well respected. Why? Because she has built this one person at a time. She understands how to build a strong foundation, and she has duplicated that also in her leader, Kathy, who is a phenomenal hula dancer, let me tell you. She's a phenomenal hula dancer. I'll let her tell you about it, but I want to tell you thank you very much for letting us come.
Okay, so Sandy asked me what I wanted to go over, and at first I said a couple other things because I thought that's what I needed to do. But if you have not heard it before today, this will not be the last time you hear it. The fortune is in the follow-up. I'm really passionate about follow-up. I kind of touched a little bit on it last month, but we did not have a big group like this here, so I want to do it again. Basically, when I say follow-up, a lot of people are like, what is that? When do I do it? How do I do it? Who here has a stack of leads sitting at home that they've got at like vendor events or blitzing people, okay? So they're just sitting there and you wonder like, what do I do? So what do we mean when we say follow-up? Follow-up is when you call, text, email, Facebook message, someone after you've presented them with the products or the business opportunity. When? Always use the 2 rule. Have you guys heard of the 2 rule before? Some of you have? Okay. The 2 rule is the 2-day, 2 weeks, and 2 months. How? You can call, text, and email and say, okay, so I'm going to go over what I do when I do each of these. The first one I'm going to do is call. So say I called a lead that I got at the Auburn Fair, for instance, and they actually answered. I'm going to say, hey, this is Tina. You entered my drawing at the Auburn Fair, and I want to let you know that you're my winner. Congratulations. And that's all I say, just kind of, let it go silent for a little bit, and they're going to either say something or they're not. Usually they're going to say, well, what did I win? So for me, the thing that I do the most is you won a free spa day. So then they're going to say, well, what is that? You can go into details about what that is. You can, let's see. What I want to get out with that when I said you win a free spa day, always avoid the word party. Never say party, because people get scared when you say the word party. I know that I don't like to have parties. Kathy Peterson will tell you all the time she was never a party girl. If you try to get me or Kathy to have a party, we're going to tell you no. And that's how like 90% of people are, right? I mean, who likes, like she'll say, cleaning their house and inviting a whole bunch of people over. So if you say you want a spa day, they don't feel intimidated by the word party. Or if you say that I'm going to have a session or an appointment with you, just avoid the word party, okay? So backtracking to the phone call, I always make sure that I get their address. Well, I have them on the phone. Actually, I'm going backwards here. The first thing I do is I say, okay, I'm super busy. My schedule's filling up for this month. I have 2 dates available. I have December 12th and at 5 o'clock, and then I have December 20th at 11 o'clock. Which one works best for you? Because when you give them an option or a choice, they're going to pick one or the other. That way you're not just saying, okay, pick one, and then they're going to be like, well, I got to call my sister's cousin's aunt, and then my friend, and my whoever, and then they'll never get back with you. So give them a choice. That way they have to pick one. Get it on your calendar, then make sure you get their address. So say, where are we going to have the spa day at? Let me get your address so I can put it in on my calendar. Get their address. I like to get their email. I let them know I'm getting their email because like a week before the party, I send an email and I say, it's kind of like an overview of what we kind of went over on the phone. Kind of my way of making sure that the party's still on. So I don't show up at their door, they're not there. So I send them an email and I say, hey, we're having, I think that heat is like coming out right here because I can feel it. Maybe it's not there.
Oh, it's the
No,
projector.
it's
It's the projector.
Okay. So I send an email and I go over, it is the projector because that's where I feel it from. I say, okay, so in the email I say the date, the place, and then I send some product info. So like I attach the wrap product info, the PDF that you can get on eSuite. I attach that and some before and after pictures. I send that a week before. Then I also ask them if they want to Facebook friend request me, and I let them know that I can set up a Facebook event, and then they can invite their friends that way.
sorry. When you said that you send them out product info, what do you send them?
I send the PDF that you can get on eSuite of the wrap, like the Ultimate
Okay.
Body Applicator,
Okay.
and then some before and after pictures.
Okay.
Then I ask them if they want me to create an event on Facebook. So that way I can put before and after pictures on there. I can post my own personal story, and then if people have questions before the party, they can ask me on that event. Not everybody does that, but some people like that because it makes it easier on them. And that's pretty much what I do for the call. You know, I try to make it like short and sweet, and like I literally do that and that's it, and then I hang up because I don't want to take up a lot of their time, and I don't want to give them a chance of changing their mind. So like I set a date, get the info, say congratulations again, and hang up. Now you can also do text and email. I actually here recently have had a lot more success with texting. You can do texting and email either way. Maribel, I gave her some tips the other day on texting, and she actually had a lot of success from it too. I just text and say, hey, this is Tina the Rap Girl. You enter my drawing. I want to let you know that you're my winner. Contact me ASAP to redeem your prize. Okay? So either they will contact you or they won't. So what if they don't? The 2 rule comes into play. 2 days later, I send them another text message and I say, my mouth is getting really dry, give me a second. And I say, hey, this is Tina again. I sent you a text message like 2 days ago and you're the winner of my prize. Please let me know if you'd like to redeem your prize, because if not, I'm going to pick another winner. And let me know within 24 hours. And that's it. Usually when I send that 2-day message and I say that, when they know that I'm going to pick somebody else for the winner, they message me back. They'll either text you back and say, what did I win? Then you can say whatever you are giving away. Or like sometimes they'll text you and say, can you call me? And then you call, do the same verbiage we just went over, same thing. Or they won't text you at all. And then again, 2 weeks later, I'll just send them another text message or call them again. So like I never throw my leads away. I always do a drawing like in November, and this is what Maribel did. We did like a November drawing. It was our holiday drawing. So I got like 3 parties this week from doing that. If they don't answer the phone, leave a message. Kind of the same verbiage as I use for my text messaging. I don't tell them what they won, because if you tell them what they won, that lets them decide whether they're going to call you back or not. So keep them guessing. Say, hey, this is Tina. You enter my drawing at the Auburn Fair. I was calling to let you know you're my winner. Call me back ASAP to redeem your prize. Okay? Leave it at that. Your phone number, you know, whatever. If anybody is ever kind of iffy about securing a date with you, like at your house, that one lady was kind of iffy because she was moving. I always say, let's secure a date so I can get you on my calendar because I'm busy, and we can always reschedule. So get them on your calendar because they've already made that commitment to you. And then when you follow up with them, it's not like you're stalking them or anything because they made the commitment already. That's pretty much it. I like to always sound excited when I'm calling or when I'm texting. I use a lot of explanation points. Probably look like I'm kind of cracked out a little bit because like I'm like, congratulations. So I always sound excited. So that way when they're talking to you or reading your text message, they can hear and see that you're excited. Okay? Like when I do my phone calls, I smile. Like I look like this when I'm calling. Seriously. Like I don't call around people because I look crazy. But when you're smiling, you sound happy, even if you're not, and you sound excited. And you have to be happy and excited because you want them to be happy and excited because you want them to have a party. So that's pretty much all I have. Do you guys have any questions or tips or comments that you have about follow-up?
Do you have that in writing?
I do.
Since how it was so fast, we could.
You do. I do. If you. You can find me on Facebook and I can copy and paste it to you. Sandy has it too.
What's that? What you
Listen, writing.
Yeah. Another follow-up thing. We got this from somebody. You can go to the Dollar Tree and get like a little daily, like a weekly divider, and you can put your leads in there depending on when you're going to follow up on them. And I divide mine up into months. So this month I'm pulling out all those leads that I was supposed to follow up with this month. So that's a great way to keep it in track. You can either do it call weekly or monthly, but that's how I do my follow-ups. Texting is huge for me. People will respond quicker to texting. I do call though, because I text and then I call them. Find a method that works for you.
I think that texting works the best just because like you can all admit, if a number calls you and you don't know that number, 9 times out of 10 you're not going to answer it, right? And then if they leave you a voicemail and you miss the call, are you really going to call them back even if you like won something? If you text, they're going to text you back because there's an urgency there.
Mary, can you give your tip that you're using now for follow-up?
Yeah, for my follow-ups from our events, what I do is I do like the window wrap, and of course now you've got the information. I have started texting. I will literally put it down on my desk, take a snapshot of it, text it to them. It reminds them that they filled it out because now you've got, it's literally right there, like there are tons of them on my phone. I take a picture, send it with a text saying that they have won, please give me a contact back, because then they don't, you don't get that random text of, who the heck are you and what do you want? Because you literally reminded them who you are by sending them the picture of their handwritten information right directly to them. I get a lot of great response from that.
What do you say when you send it?
It just depends on who it is and where I came from them,
Okay.
like all the Hillsdale counties. I'm like, hey, I'm Mary Truitt, I was at that booth at It Works, this is, and of course they got the thing, you've won my wrap this week, if you'll give me a call back. It just depends on who it is, where it came from. I'll remind them where it was with the picture of the card they
But you're
filled
still
out.
basically telling them that they're your winner.
Yeah.
And you have the picture. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that.
But the picture just reminds them, because I don't know how many of y'all have ever texted anybody that are like, who are you
Oh, yeah.
again?
Oh, yeah.
Take a picture of that, because then they have a visual of who you are.
That's a good idea.
Alright, I think we got that. Oh, Marsha's tip is if you don't follow up, somebody else will. And that's true. Like if you don't follow up, they're going to enter another drawing at another fair, another expo, and that person's going to follow up. So don't give up on them. The fortune is in the follow-up, for real. Meet the Katie.
Just don't stand in front of it. Yeah.
I have a picture of this one with a big cockroach crawling across her face.
Oh
She
my
is very
God.
brave.
And her belly.
Yeah, the one fell in my stomach. I'm terrified of bugs, absolutely terrified. But I thought that one was the safer route than the snake, so I went with it.
Amen.
I want to add something real quick, and I hope Elizabeth doesn't mind. I met her about a year ago at a training in Michigan, and I had not tried any of the skincare line before that event. And she looks absolutely amazing. And after I saw her and I know that she uses it, I'm hooked. So if you're not promoting that, promote the skincare line because it's phenomenal. All right. I want to touch base on, we just had a leadership retreat in Arizona this past weekend. 5 of us were there. And something I took away from that was how important it is to build leaders and have leaders under you. One of the big things about this business is so that you have extra time. So if you have leaders under you, those people are duplicating what you're doing. So it's just really important. Some of this is going to be duplicated, so mine is going to be short. But this is coaching your new distributors and new distributor homework. Number 1 is watching the training videos of Lisa K. Fuller. Who has honestly watched all the videos?
I think I have.
Okay. There's a lot of hands that didn't go up, you guys. You have to watch them. And they're not something that you have to sit and stare at. I watched mine, and I've watched them more than once, and had it just playing on the laptop while I was cooking dinner or doing something like that. So, and you can watch them more than once. And these are great for the people that can't sign up right away. They have to wait till next week when they get paid. You can go ahead and give them these videos to get started on before they're even in the system. Most of the questions that you have in your first month or two are going to be answered in these videos. We already went over the hundreds list. One thing I want to add to that is don't overthink it or judge people. Don't say they don't have money or they would never do something like this. Just put them down. And then I have about the highlighting different colors, and you'll see that in the videos. You'll hear about that. Schedule a launch party or two. I I know I do not put anybody in the system without having a launch party scheduled. They are signing up to run their own business, and if they're serious about it, they're going to want to get on that. Help coach them on how to get their 4 loyal customers and 140% free product. One of the things that I've kind of learned along the way is don't promise your distributors customers. They've signed up to do their own business, and if you teach them how to run it, they're going to do a lot better and stay in it, and they'll know what it takes to make this business work. Step 4 is print out the steps to success. I give these to all my new distributors just so that they have one in their hand to get started with. In addition to the launch party, I don't put anybody in unless we're setting up their ADBV right there. I always put wraps and greens on it, and if they want to change it, they can. The wraps they can sell, the greens they can start using. And schedule that between the 1st and the 20th. Our company has set up this business, so if we do these steps every month, our business and team will grow. We just need to duplicate and coach our team to do the same. Keep it simple, don't waste your time trying to reinvent the wheel. So that goes along with the train tracks. Also coach them on eSuite. You're gonna have different kinds of distributors. Some people are really computer savvy and they're not gonna need you to help put loyal customers in and that kind of thing. There's other people that are gonna get in there and they're not gonna wanna touch anything because they're gonna be afraid that they're gonna mess something up. Show them where they can change their auto ship, place additional orders, cash in wrap rewards, and the document library. Product training and compliance. The product training is on your eSuite, and this will give you a good foundation on all the products. You don't have to be an expert on all of the products. You'll pick up things along the way, and that's one of the nice things about our team pages and staying in contact with your upline. You can always message them and ask questions about that. Be a product of the product. I always tell people I don't feel like I have to sell these products to people. I just share with them, what they're doing in my family and what they've done with customers that I know. Because when you're passionate about it, people are going to see that and they're going to want to use these products too. Read the compliance section. This is really important because nobody wants to get fired. So, read through that and see where we can sell our wraps, see what kind of events you can do, things like that, so that, see what's okay to put on Facebook and what's not. Get them to training. If you don't start your business with a solid foundation, your business will crumble. The people that don't get plugged in and don't come to trainings and don't do their training, they will hang on for a couple months, maybe a little longer, but eventually those people will start to fall off. Number 8 is get some gear. When I signed a year and a half ago, I got one shirt, and I wore that shirt constantly until I went to conference and got more shirts. So you don't have to, buy everything that's in the, It Works store, but get a shirt because it's easy. Some people have problems blitzing, but if you have that on, people are going to, they're going to ask you what it is. They're going to, when you're checking out, picking up your kids, whatever, they're going to say, what is It Works? I don't have mine on because it doesn't fit anymore. And you can buy clothes and write it off on your taxes. So how awesome is that? Number 9 is be consistent, posting on Facebook or Instagram. People are watching you, and even if they don't like or comment on your posts, they're still watching. I have had people that have been watching me for a year and a half that have just messaged and said, hey, I'm really interested in this business. This girl has never liked any of my posts, never commented on it, never been to a party, anything, and she's been watching me all this time. They want to see if you're going to stick with this business. There's lots of people that, you know, they'll get started on something and they'll quit. And they just want to see that it's working for you and that you're not giving up on it. And then I have don't sell the product, share about the products in the business. Number 10 is blitzing in your cold market. For new distributors especially, I like to tell them that their warm market will run out. And if you're just hitting your warm market in the beginning, you will hit a wall and you will get frustrated. And you'll say that nothing's happening in your business and you don't have it, you know, no one's signing up as customers and that kind of thing. But if you prepare your new distributors for that, you know, and go blitzing with them and do events with them and get them talking to their, you know, their cold market, you're just preparing them so that they're not going to hit that wall. But yeah, events are a good way to get new distributors to show them how to blitz. You know, the people are walking around, so it's not like you have to go find them, but it's just a good way to get them talking to people. And schedule to go blitz together. If you're uncomfortable, do the scavenger hunt. You know, make it fun and enjoyable. You can go as a group or go with a couple people. And that is all I have. Kathy Peterson.
So I need to clarify a little bit about what Tina said. I do not like to have parties, but I like to party. So if you know me, I am very blue. I'm always laughing. I'm always having a really good time, and I think that is probably hula hula. I think that's probably what has been so great for me with this business is that it is fun for me. I make it fun, and the people that are around me are having fun too. So if you're looking at your business and you're thinking it's not going, it's not growing, are you having fun? Because that's huge for me. The minute I'm not having fun, I need to change up what I'm doing a little bit and make it fun. So network marketing. Did anybody know that they were in network marketing? Because I did not. I had no idea what I was doing. But like Tina said, you know, I was not one of those party people. I didn't want to have parties. I didn't even want to go to parties. You know, send me your catalog. Let me place an order. You can get your hostess rewards, and then you're happy, I'm happy, you know. So when I learned about this wrap, and I learned what it could do, and more so I learned what the income potential was with it, I said, sure, pick me. I'll do this. I can do this. Sure, she can do it. I can do it. But I didn't know. I didn't know what direct selling was. I didn't know what multi-level marketing was. I didn't know what network marketing was. People on Facebook are throwing out all these terms, and I'm on these calls, and they're talking about MLM, and I'm like, is that an STD? I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. You're throwing out these terms, and I have no idea what you're talking about. So I quickly learned the terminology, but I still didn't understand. I mean, I knew that my paychecks were coming in, and I knew I liked it, and I knew that things were changing in my home, but I still didn't really understand what I was doing or why it was working the way that it was. I just knew that I was working really hard, and I just didn't understand it. So last weekend when we were in Arizona, Mandy Katie, that adorable little pregnant thing over there, brought this book called The Flip Flop CEO. Guys, I recommend you check it out. You can find it on Amazon. She finished it in like 30 minutes, and so like a week later I'm still reading it, but it was really good. It's a great book. I just can't pay attention like that. But it's a great book, and it helped me understand a lot more of why this works and why we do what we do and how it works. Because it works, remember. So I just kind of want to give you a little crash course on Network Marketing 101. I'm a part of a group, Sarah Rankin, some of you know her. Sarah and her husband Josh, they are Ambassador Diamonds above Lisa Fuller. And Josh sent out an email last week, and this really, it just stuck with me. So these are 7 reasons that you are not a network marketing millionaire. Number 1 is that you live your life in your comfort zone. In our industry, if you're staying comfortable, that's one of the best ways to guarantee a slow, painful death of your business. Number 2, you don't write down your goals. There was a study at Virginia Tech, and it showed that 80% of Americans don't have goals. Okay, so out of that 20% that do have goals, only 4% of those people write them down. and only 1% reviews them regularly. So the reality is that one small percent earns 9 times more than the other 99%. Kind of makes you want to write something down, right? No matter what it is. Number 3 is that you don't want to be your own boss. There are lots of people that are happy working a 9 to 5 job. That was one of the other things on calls that I always heard, job, job. I'm like, why don't they just say job? Job, just over broke. We all know. You're working 9 to 5, you're working for somebody else, you're working to pay the bills, you don't have anything left over. Something comes up, you don't have the extra to cover it. It's just over broke. You're making it, but you're barely making it. So, in answering to a boss, some people actually have no problem with that at all. The reality says that you will never be financially free if you are trading hours for dollars. Number 4, you're afraid to dream big. In this industry, I have learned that you can grow your income to fit your dreams, and that is absolutely 100% true. Society has a way of encouraging us to just dream realistically and be realistic and, just stay within your bounds and within your means. But really what it's doing is it's shrinking our dreams. And the idea behind this business and the idea behind network marketing is to grow your dreams. Number 5, you are not taking risks. It goes right along with stepping outside of your comfort zone. I encourage all of you to just follow your gut over what your brain tells you. Usually you kind of get that little thing in your gut that says do it, do it, do it, but then your brain's like, oh no, they're not going to let that. No. Follow your gut. Something that Mandy said that I kind of want to follow up with, she said don't judge the people on your hundreds list. I say get yourself out of their pocketbook. I learned this as a hairstylist a long time ago. If it's important to somebody, they will find a way to pay for it. When I first got into doing hair, and I felt so weird charging people that much money for a cut, for a color, for whatever, and I realized this is important to them. I need to get myself out of their pocketbook because this is what the prices are. Let them decide whether they're going to pay for it or not. So, that's what taking risks, but off the subject. I'm off the rails of a crazy train. Number 6 is you do not have a vision that you are passionate about. I'm going to tell you one thing that I learned really quickly is as passionate as I am about these products, I am more passionate about people. And network marketing is about people and about relationships. Although we are selling a product or we're selling a service, it's more about how we connect with people that are our potential customers or our potential distributors. Number 7, your why has become your excuse. Cammie Dempsey said it last year on conference. I know we've used it training after training. Don't let your why become your excuse. If you have these 7 little kids running around, or even just 2 or 1, and they are the reason that you're doing this, don't let them be the reason that you stop. Don't let them be the reason that don't let them get in your way, okay? Don't let that, because ultimately, the bottom line is you are the only thing that's standing in your own way. All of these things, it's you. It's all you. So, just take it for what it's worth. You want to take a screenshot of it. I can't take the credit. That was all Josh Rankin. But I think it's genius, and I really liked it. Okay, so this book, The Flip Flop CEO, this is kind of what broke it down for me, and it was super genius. Like, I kept reading it, and I'm like, we're sitting around the pool, and maybe it was the Bloody Marys, I don't know, but I had all of these, like, this makes so much more sense in Arizona than it did in Indiana. I don't know. You should go there. It's amazing. So what is network marketing? Plain and simple, it's word of mouth advertising. Why network marketing makes sense is because it's a fast and efficient way to move a product. So big, huge companies, the reason that they are going to prefer network marketing over traditional sales is because network marketing cuts out the money. They cut out the advertising. They just cut out everything. They cut out the middleman, the retail, we are their distributors. They spend billions and billions of dollars in advertising and marketing when really they could put their money into us, people like you and me who are distributors. Because at the end of the day, if I go to a restaurant and I love it, I'm going to tell everybody I know how much I loved it. If you know me, you trust what I'm saying, you're going to go check out that restaurant. Same thing goes with these products, with any product, with any network marketing. So it's word of mouth advertising, and we can see that it works because I have a network, which maybe extend to your network. Your network extend to somebody else's. It just makes sense. Why everyone should love network marketing. Okay, so you don't have to trade your time for money. Because I have my own network and my network has their own network, like Mandy was saying earlier, the idea behind network marketing is to give you freedom of your time. And so when you're building leaders and you're teaching them how to build leaders, it means that not one person just has to keep working hard. It's a group effect. It gives you freedom and flexibility. I can schedule my own time. If my kids have football games and soccer practice, I don't know why I said that, my kids don't play soccer, but whatever their schedule is, I can base it around that. Or, if I want to take a morning and go do yoga, I don't have to schedule anything at that time. It's my freedom of my time. It gives a lot more flexibility than punching the time clock or going to that 9-to-5 job. This is a business in a box. Our company gives us all the tools. They've already been through it. They already went through the trenches. They gave us this tool. You don't have to figure things out on your own. You don't have to figure out how to do this. When I started, we didn't have this cute little guy. We had a product catalog. And I opened that bad boy up, and I pointed, and I read, and I pointed, and I read. And although that was simple at the time, this makes it so much easier, and I'm not getting in my own way. So business in a box, we don't have to do it. It's not like a traditional business. I don't have to go through and do the market research. I don't have to figure out the products. It's all been done for me. Getting paid what you are worth. This was probably my biggest aha with network marketing, because I found that in less than 2 years, I worked my butt off and I made big things happen. In all my other jobs that I ever had, and I had some good jobs, I had some things that I loved and things that I enjoyed, I was still just over broke, okay? You get to choose who you work with, which is awesome. When you go into a job in an office, you don't get to choose who sits next to you in the cubicle. I mean, I think we would all love to, but this way I can choose the people that I reach out to and the people that join my network. You don't need a huge network to be successful. As long as the people that are in your network count, because I have a huge network, but it's the core people, it's the people that are the workers, the people who see the value, who see they're the entrepreneurs. They've got a star. Those are what are going to help you be successful. You can turn an expense into income. So if you love the products, that's an expense. That's going to help your income. That's just kind of an example of that. You can make a difference with your dollars. You can take charge of your financial future. So like Sandy was saying, as long as you're smart with what you are making, you can turn it into more money down the road. This industry is poised to explode. Anything you read nowadays, if you read and you research network marketing, this is what companies are going for. This is what big guys like Donald Trump, you read it all the time. People are saying, get into network marketing. Don't get a second job. Dave Ramsey, don't get a second job, get into network marketing. That's where you're going to make money. That's where you're going to build wealth. It's not just about a fast fix. It's about building wealth for your future. And you get recognition for a job well done. Whether you are the kind of person that needs the little pin or you need a certificate, that's not really me. I need, at the end of the day, my paycheck is my recognition. That shows me what my hard work has done for me. And you see that. The harder you work, you're going to get that recognition that you need and that you deserve.
Should have saved that Coke first for me?
Okay, so the reasons why people don't love network marketing, probably the first one is probably going to be the one that you hear the most. It's a pyramid scheme. No, it's not. Corporate America is a pyramid scheme, and that's all you have to tell people. You know what? You can't change people's minds. How many times have people said to you, this is a pyramid scheme? Well, honestly, I don't even know what a pyramid scheme is, but I know I'm not in one. Because I know at any time, people below me can make more money than me. They can go around me. But I know that as long as I'm working hard, I'm going to continue to rise. And there's no cap to how high I can go. In a traditional pyramid scheme, there's a certain level that you can make it to and you can't go any higher. That's not the case. That's not the case with our business. A lot of people say that you have to get in early to be successful. I still hear that. Well, the reason that you're doing so well is because you started 2 years ago. Well, I resent that because the reason that I'm doing so well is because I worked my butt off. Okay? It has nothing to do with when I got in. Because to be really honest, Mary Kay. How long has Mary Kay been around? Forever. There's a lady in Bluffton where I live. She just got into Mary Kay 3 years ago. But now she is doing very well in Mary Kay. She's got the car, she's got her own team, she's making great money. She didn't get in at the beginning, she didn't get in early, and we just have to take advantage of the products that we have. So our company's been around since 2001. Who cares, it's now 2014, and we just came out with an exfoliating peel. Use that to be your get in early. Use that to expand your business. I'm not one of those people, and I want to open this back up because it just cracked me up. Oh, I skipped saturation. Okay, so I always love to use this example when people tell me that the market is saturated with it works. It's crazy to me because if you look at Grand Rapids, Michigan, who do we have up there? We've got Cammie and Nathan. We've got the Dunns. We've got Joel and Nikki, or Chris and Nikki Moore. Who else? I mean, we've got plenty of the Ambassador Diamonds that are in the Grand Rapids area. You cannot tell me that the market is saturated. We're a global company, and we just opened how many new countries this year? There is no such thing as saturation, okay? Because everybody has a different network of people. I'm not one of those people. Well, what are those kind of people? Or I'm not like those people. Network marketing is an equal opportunity business. So that means you don't have to look a certain way, you don't have to dress a certain way, you don't have to act a certain way. Unfortunately, what happens is sometimes people get in because anyone can do network marketing. Sometimes people are going to come in, people who have not the integrity that they should. And unfortunately, those are the people that put a bad name on this business. But if you look to the people with integrity, those are the people who are making these businesses work. These are the people that are making it last. But really, there's no cookie cutter for what a network marketing superstar looks like. There's really not. It's hard work, it's dedication, it's leadership, it's being coachable. I don't have time. And I love it when people say, oh, I'm busy, I don't have time. Because, hello, I'm busy, I don't have time. I have 4 kids. When I started, I was a hairstylist. I was teaching group exercise classes. I'm just a busy lady. And even though I've cut out several of those things in my life since taking off in this business, I'm still busy. That's just my nature. I'm a busy person. But you know what that means? That means I run into a lot of people. That means I have a lot of people to talk to. If I'm always on the go and I don't sit at home all day long, I'm running into people. And that's probably what will set you apart. Is if you are busy. Good for you. If you're busy, you should run with this business. I don't want to make money off my friends. Okay, so I don't want to make money off of my friends either, but who am I to not share these products with them? These are great products. My family of 6 has barely had a touch of anything since they've been on the greens for 2 years. Who am I to keep that from my friends? Don't feel like you're pushing it on anybody. Feel like you're sharing with them. Another thing is, I don't know why network marketing is so different, but, I had people that when I started this business were completely scared and were like, they didn't want to talk to me. They didn't want to have anything to do with me. And these are people who are my friends, who I've been friends with for a long time. But it was network marketing, and that's scary. But if I had gone and opened a restaurant and had, a family environment or, whatever, my friends would have flocked the door. They would have been the first people in line. So there's a difference. But you don't have to push it on them. When they're ready, they'll be ready. And you don't have to look at it as making money off of them. Just look at it as giving them an opportunity or giving them a product. High failure rate, which is another one. I'll just say it, people are flakes. If you don't know that already, you're going to learn it quickly. There are going to be people that are going to get into this for the absolute wrong reasons. And, I used to get hung up on it. I used to get mad. I would cry. I would, but they're not in it for the right reasons. They weren't going to hang around anyway, okay? But another thing that we need to look at is, what actually is going to constitute failure? What does failure look like? What does it even mean? For one thing, you're going to know that, like I said before, some people are just not qualified to do it. They're not cut out for it. People, when you look at failure in network marketing, sometimes it's a matter of they quit too soon. You know, if they had just kept pushing or they had just kept going, maybe that next blitz would have been that Mandy Katie. Had I not continued to follow up with Mandy Katie, if I had given up, I wouldn't have had a double diamond that helped me get to triple diamond. Okay? So sometimes people are just one blitz away. They are just one phone call away, or just one Facebook post, in our case, away from, you know, from quitting. So they quit too soon. There was one more in there that I wanted to highlight. Oh, maybe not. That's it. Yeah, so what constitutes failure? Hang on. Yeah, that's it. So basically, when you are looking at your network marketing, if this is something, if you're one of those distributors, if you're just that distributor that wants to get free and discounted product, you're probably not going to be taking it as seriously as what we're going to want you to take it. And that's okay, because you still have a place in our business. If you are one of those people who needs that cash, you're going to want to take it a little bit more seriously. You are going to want to have a slight plan. I mean, you don't want to just go out there and start ordering wraps and then not be able to sell them. You know, you got to have a plan. But if you are one of the people who is looking to make life-changing money, you need to get serious, you need to get a plan, and you need to get involved. Because not everybody, I mean, when Elizabeth was going through that, you know, the star list, I was kind of like, I would have had 3 stars. Like if I was on somebody's 100 list, I would have had 3 stars, you know? I'm wellness driven. I want to better myself. I'm entrepreneurial minded. Although I never had my own business, well, I kind of did. I was a hairstylist and had my own business. But I could see the value in working for myself and making my own money. And then what was the other one that you said? Contact rich. I got lots of friends, you know? So you cannot just go into it and think, I'm this, this, and this. You got to figure out, how am I going to make this work for me, and how am I going to make this help this work for other people. So, am I done? Yes.
We look at Sandy, she's the mom.
I don't remember.
She made the slideshow
this morning because my computer is out for 5 days. Does anyone have any questions for any of the ladies that have come up here before I move into how you're going to push through for the end of the year? Because now would be the time to ask them, because there's a lot of information we just threw out there. Okay. Does anyone need to take a pee break?
Yeah.
Okay. 5 minutes to the bathroom real quick. I'll turn this light. I know you like
That's your wraps.
So are you wanting to do Sunday? Saturday. I thought it was Saturday. Yeah. Yeah. From, what was it, 10 or 3? Yeah, that was the plan. Yeah. I did put that on there, didn't I?
I actually did, and I just signed but I've been at
Yeah.
and we met for cancer.
Saturday, November
I started buying stuff.
22nd. I didn't put the time on there. Why was that?
I'm a teacher, so I was something I could do.
Oh, there it is. 10:30. I already had that.
So
I tried to. I tried to.
Well, I had my new wheelchair.
And I've actually
Brandy.
Does everybody have wraps in the wrap raffle that want them in there? If not, this is a good opportunity. If you did not grab a red ticket when you came in, grab a red ticket.
I know a couple of you guys have put a post up saying comments about the training. I text Sandy and Kathy when the training started. I'd highly suggest that you get on that feed, either a friend of Kathy or Sandy or myself, and take a picture of someone that you're sitting with and make a comment about it. The reason why is that your friends will ask you, what were you doing? What is that crazy rap thing? What are all those crazy women doing? What are crazy guys doing? So take a picture of yourself with someone else or whatever and tag it underneath of there or any of the posts that people are putting maybe from your team and say something about being in the training. Because it will bring attention.
It might be a little funny. I always think I should like
No, I have one part and then everyone I pass the round.
Text me the dates that you need and then like the time.
I know, mine is too. I like curious. Even though it's a German name, okay?
It sounds like champagne.
Nobody might call you.
I'm Sarah, nice to meet
Oh my gosh, so much opportunity. Just like Kathy was saying, how she's so busy, she's running into people all the time. You can have anyone on your team or any customers in all 50 states. It's really matter. California is
Yeah, because I'm going to get off of it. They're all televised.
We like your shirt.
I know that's all Alicia's here too. She's back there.
Yeah, it's,
Okay.
but I like this because
All right, we're gonna go ahead and finish up.
Yeah.
Did everyone get, we're gonna go through this last part really quick. This is the last segment and then we're gonna start winning prizes. Does everyone have their wraps in? Yes. That wants to have an opportunity to win? Everyone? Okay. All right, so I put this in last minute because I'm doing this with a handful of my team and where Kathy quoted thank you, Josh Rankin. I actually got this from Sarah, his wife. I had a really long conversation with her. If you guys haven't ever met her or talked to her, she's going to be here next month at our team training. She's an Ambassador Diamond. She's one of our Ambassador Diamonds, and she will be in Fort Wayne, Indiana to help us with this training next month. But I spent 2 hours on the phone with her, and she really hit this home with me after listening to a call I did with Mark and Cammie and Mike Patillo and all of them. And so there's a really big sense of urgency right now for the end of year push. How many of you feel that sense of urgency right now?
Right here.
Do you know why there's that sense of urgency?
diamond bonus.
The diamond bonus. Who said that?
I did.
Diamond bonus. Mark said, this is it. He's done. It's run its course. The diamond bonus has been around for 3 years now. This is it. So there's this big push to get to that rank of diamond. If you got to diamond, you lost it in 2014, you can get it back and start picking up where you left off with your money. If you were a double or a triple or a presidential or an ambassador, and for whatever reason you lost that bonus, this is your last chance. You get to earn it back. So there's a huge sense of urgency right now. And in order to get there, you've got to find those leaders that Mandy was talking about. You've got to find those people in your team that want to be a leader, that are ready to take their business to that next level. Maybe they just need a little bit of TLC, or maybe they just need that extra push, but you all know who that is on your team. Somebody just needs you to just push them and shove them out the door, maybe shove them off the train track or out the train so you get that wake-up call. But we're in a year-end push right now because everything that you do this month and next month is going to catapult you into January. Did you guys know that? This is my third season in the business. This is the last 2 years, there have been many, many, many promotions on this team alone in November and December. So if you hear people in your ear saying this is the slow time of the year, don't let that get in your head, because the minute you let it get in your head, guess what you're going to do? You're going to go on vacation. And you're going to quit working your business, and you're going to say, oh, come January, I'll wait till after all the holidays. When January gets here, I'll go ahead and work my business then. Well, guess what? It's going to be too late. And you're going to have to work twice as hard to pick up where you left off 2 months ago. And those people that you left behind 2 months ago, they're going to have said, sorry, I'm out of this, because people quit for the dumbest reasons. People quit things. They give up. They quit. They quit jobs. They quit workouts. They quit businesses. They quit relationships. People quit things all the time. And if they see that you've quit, they'll quit. And And this is not the time for you to sit down and do nothing. So, my year-end push that I'm doing with people, after talking to Sarah and listening to Mike and Mark, we have less than 60 days in this year. Less than 60 days left. Let that sink in for a minute. You have less than 60 days to get to Diamond. Does that scare anyone? You have less than 60 days to get a bonus back. Does that scare anyone? Okay. What you need to do is you've got to cut. There's a system that Sarah uses, and I love it, and I'm going to start implementing this. I love everyone on the team. This team's huge. This team is huge. I can't keep in contact with everyone anymore. Mandy Katie, she just told me last week, she's like, gosh, the bigger the team gets, it is a little bit harder to reach out to every single person. It just happens. The teams get bigger, but like she said, that's why you want to create these leaders. Because then you don't feel like you always have to be worrying about what's going on all over in your downline. I don't worry about Kathy. Kathy's a phenomenal leader. She takes care of the people underneath her. She's coached Mandy to do the same thing. Kathy doesn't need to worry because Mandy's taking care of all them. I don't worry about Tina. Tina's got her team. She takes off. If you do it right and you plug into those people and coach them and train them the right way, you're not going to have to worry. But the three-part system is there's three types of people, okay? And this is the three steps that you're going to do. Step one, always reach out to your personally enrolled team members. It's a business, and a lot of the times, and Sarah said this to me, and I was like kind of taken back by it, and I was offended that she said this to me at first, but then when I let it process a little bit, it made sense. We get in this business because we want to have new friends. We want to have fun. We want to, have this big family, but at some point you have to remember this is a business, and you need to treat it as a business. So then, we can't be friends with everyone, and I understand that. So if you want to figure out how to get your business back on track, like Elizabeth was talking, get it on the right track, you're going to have to look in your downline. You're going to want to make sure you're reaching out to your personally enrolled, because once you're in the business a little bit longer, you understand your personally enrolled team members, as they're promoting higher, that's helping your income go up faster. Yeah, everyone on your team, when they're working hard and growing, your future grows as well, but it's the personally enrolled that really change the dynamic of the business. So you need to be in contact with them every single day until they hit Diamond or whatever rank that they're going for. Because like Elizabeth and Kathy and Mandy were talking about, not everyone gets in this because they want to go clear to the top. I know there's people on my team that are in this just to get product, okay? And some people just want to make a couple $100. But you got to be on the phone with them daily until they hit their personal goal. This is an area that I'm trying to work on right now because I felt so stretched thin that I felt like I had to talk to everybody all the time, so I wasn't given that good quality. Whereas if you can really hone into those personally enrolled team members and you can connect with them and figure out what their goals are, talk to them every day. And I'm not saying you have to be on the phone with them for an hour or 2 hours every day. Sometimes Kathy and I are on the phone like 5 minutes. Sometimes Tina and I are on the phone for half an hour. It doesn't matter, as long as you're connecting at least once a day with them just to make sure that they're doing okay and the goals that they've set for themselves and their 6 lists that they're making for themselves are getting accomplished, you're not going to lose them. And they're going to grow each time you talk to them. So you're personally enrolled, you got to be on the phone with them every single day. This is what Sarah Rankin does. Every day she's on the phone with her personally enrolled until they hit Diamond. After that, she feels that she has dedicated enough time to them that she can move on to another set of people. Then your number 2 system is, then you got to think about, you got to work with the people under number 1. So like Kathy is a personally enrolled, Tina's a personally enrolled, Megan's a personally enrolled. So if they have team members underneath them, I have to look at who's directly under them, and I have to coach them on how to reach out to them because that's their personally enrolled. So you're doing that duplication. So if I'm going to coach my personally enrolled every single day, they're going to then coach their personally enrolled every single day. Because in the end, we're trying to promote. We're trying to get this income because we want to have a legacy set for our family. And if I am helping them pay attention to who's under them, they need the person under them to promote in order for the first person that I'm working with to promote. Because if Kathy gets Mandy to promote, Kathy promotes, it helps me to promote. But Kathy's learning to be a great leader because I'm spending that time with her. She's teaching Mandy to be a great leader because Kathy's spending that time with her, and it trickles down. It's just that duplication. It's just a different way to look at it. But your personally enrolled are so important because you do get those extra bonuses every time they hit those level of promotions. You get a raise. Did you guys know that? Yeah. Woo. Well, you knew that. Let me do the hand. When you're personally enrolled hits emerald, you get a raise. When they hit diamond, you get a raise. When they hit double, you get a raise. So you want to work with those personally enrolled and coach them because they're going to work with their personally enrolled. And guess what happens to their income? They're personally enrolled, promotes, they get a raise. 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 And it just goes all the way up and everyone trickles. And like Kathy said, you know what? There may be a time when someone passes her on her team. There may be a time when someone passes me on my team. That's okay. It doesn't matter. But as long as you're focusing on your personally enrolled first, then you work on the people underneath them to help them promote, because if they're promoting, your girls promote. And then the last one is those soft touch. You will have people in your organization that are further down or maybe aren't personally enrolled, but they're reaching out. You all have those people that are contacting you, they're reaching out for help, they're staying in contact, they're getting on calls, they're coming to training. Those are your soft touch people. They're really, really important. They're really important to your organization because they're going to work, and they could be those people that change that dynamic in your business. So everyone else in your downline, these are going to be the people that you're going to reach out to, that you'll be connecting with, because they're going to reach out, they're staying plugged in. These are going to be the people that you're connecting with on team calls. They'll be getting that leadership and that coaching from you because they're on the team calls. So you spend 80% of your time with your personally enrolled, and then the rest of it just trickles down between how you're working with your personally enrolled and the people underneath them. If you do that, you're going to see your business take off. And it's all about teaching that duplication. It's just thinking about it a different way. Because for a long time, I felt like I was all over the place until this was broke down to me by Sarah. Start with your personally enrolled. She suggests with on your first 3 levels, because you get paid the highest on your first 3 levels. But it's going to help you get things in order. If you don't feel like you have a system, start here. Tweak it according to what works best for you. But if you always reach out to your personally enrolled until they hit their promotion by doing that, they're going to do the same for the people underneath them. And everyone else is just going to learn as they're staying plugged in with you, especially at the end of this year, because there's such a sense of urgency. You really want to push forward with that, okay? This is what I'm doing right now with a couple of my people. I want you guys to really think about who you want to run with the next 60 days. Less than 60 days. Pick 2 to 4 people. If you need to get with your diamond upline to sit down and look at your organization to see who's going to be the most impacted or impact your business the most, you need to sit down and figure out who you want to run with. And then you get to have a tough conversation with them. You need to ask them, what do you want? Have any of you had somebody call you and have this conversation with you yet? Some of you should have. Okay, I was going to say. And it's not just like, hey, Tina, what do you want? No, you have to ask, what do you want? I'm asking each and every one of you that. What do you want? What do you want out of this business? You really have to dig deep and figure out, what do you really want? You got to look at yourself. If you got to look in the mirror and yell at yourself and ask yourself, what the heck do you want? Sandy, what the heck do you want? You just want to have friends and run around and not take anything seriously? Well, then this probably isn't ideal business for you, because I'm not going to get anywhere. What do you want? And you keep asking that question. One of the girls that I'm working with, I did that. I kept asking her, and she would kind of give me a vague answer. And I'm like, no, Molly, what do you want? Where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself? What do you want? If they cry, it's a good thing. Because then you got them. They dug deep enough. They know what they want. You got to peel off the layers of the onion to get to that deep level of what they really want, because people are so nonchalant sometimes because they don't even recognize what they really want. So you got to ask them that simple question and keep asking them. And ask yourself, do you know what you really want right now? So what I want you guys to do, and you have less than 60 days, you're going to sit down and you're going to pick 2 to 4 people that you want to work with. And you got to be strategic, because if you're trying to run for that diamond bonus, or double or triple or whatever else you're going for, you've got to pick people that it's going to be smart to work with right now. If possible, you want to do your personally enrolled. If possible. We know that people come and go in these businesses. Half of my people I personally enrolled are gone in the last 3 years. It happens. But if possible, pick a personally enrolled on one of your first 3 levels. If you don't know what that means, get with your diamond upline and we'll go in further with that. But it's really important to stay within those first 3 if possible and personally enrolled, because you're going to see your income change. You're really going to see a shift in the potential money earning that you can get if you stick to this. It's important for your promotion and it's important for theirs, because you can't promote and you can't gain or get anywhere in this business if your team doesn't. First and foremost. Ask them, what do they want? Some people will pass on you. Kathy, can I use you as an example? Okay. Kathy is one of my people I'm digging into because she wants to promote. Who doesn't want to promote in this business, right? So I'm digging deep with her, and she picked her. How many did you end up with? 3. She reached out to I think a total of 6 people, and she had 3 people tell her no. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be pushed. I don't want it bad enough. I don't know what I want. I don't have time. I have other things going on. Whatever it was or excuses they told her, they weren't ready, and that's fine. She moved on to someone else. So she's got 3 people that are ready to do this. So you know what she's going to do? Every single day, she's going to be on the phone with them. Every day, Kathy and I talk. Every day, Tina and I talk. Every day, Molly and I talk. These 2 girls have reached out and found their 2 to 4 people that they're working with. So what they're going to do is they're going to be on the phone with those people every single day. You cannot go a day without talking. You can't. You don't have time. It's not time to mess around. This is our last chance to get those bonuses. You've got people on your team that want those bonuses. That $10,000, that extra $400 a month could make a difference between them losing their home or not. You got to be on the phone every day. They have to do a 6 list every day, and this is income producing 6 list. Don't tell me you're labeling your blitz cards. That doesn't make you money. Tell me you're going to hand out 10 blitz cards and you're not going to come home until those 10 blitz cards are handed out. I'll accept that because it's income producing. They have to set goals for themselves. You have to have solid, concrete goals. What do they want? What do they want to do? Where do they want to go? You've got to be on the phone with them every day. If they don't call me, I know they weren't serious, and I'll find someone else. You've got to be on the phone. This is serious business right now. This is when you have to set friendships aside for a minute and get down to business, especially because the people that I'm working with, I know where they want to go, and this is a serious thing. So if there's a promotion that you're going after, Heather, if there's a promotion you want, and you want to do this, get with your upline and say, okay, I want to figure out who I need to work with, those 2 to 4 people that are going to change my business. And then you're going to reach out to those 2 to 4 people, and you're going to have that call with them. Kathy, her first person she called, she's like, oh my God, that was uncomfortable. I did not like doing that. I felt like I was yelling at her. I felt like it was so harsh, but it wasn't. Kathy just cared so much about this person. She wanted to really know, what did they want? Because she can't help them. I can't help them. You won't be able to help them until you know what they truly want, and then we got to get down to the nuts and bolts of it. So contact every day, 6 lists every day, work with them. You're going to be doing parties with them, even if they are a diamond on your team. Because she's part of those 5 that I've picked, 4 that I've picked, you better believe we're going to be doing parties together. Kathy and I are going to do parties together. We're going to go blitzing together. You're going to do whatever you can to get you and your team where you need to be. Because we have less than 60 days to get it done. Questions? I'm kind of passionate about this because it's new. It's a new concept for me, so I'm really excited about it. This is a business, and we need to remember to treat it as such. First and foremost. Did y'all know you were in a business, that you owned a business now? You'd be surprised how many people are on your team that don't realize they're a business owner now. And they're running their business for 80 BB a month. Instead of getting a $60,000 loan to get a building, to open a store, to have inventory, and hope that they sell the inventory, and if they don't, they take a loss. We're in a business for less than $100 a month. So we talk daily, and you gotta push them hard. one of my girls, she didn't call me for 2 days, and I was like, listen, I'm not playing around. If you want this, I know you want this, you need this, you hate your job, you want out of your job, I'm going to help you get out of that job, but I can't do it by myself. I will drop you, and I'll go to someone else. That lit a fire under her butt, and she's been calling me twice a day. She wants it. And I love it because she's talking to me every day, she's sounding excited again. And she hit a wall. She texted me right before I got here, and she's having loyal customers fall off, and she's calling me. She's like, Sandy, these people are quitting. I'm like, so what are you going to do? Well, I guess I got to go get more. Well, yeah, you do. You got to go out there and get some more because we all know customers quit. They quit ordering. That's why we have the steps to success. Elizabeth went through that. You've got to fill out step 2. Get your 4 customers. But you got to take this serious because we have less than 60 days to get to whatever rank you want to get at. And if you don't care, then you don't care. Somebody else does. Some will, some won't. Someone's waiting. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. But I'm really passionate about this 60-day push thing. It's helped me. I'll be the first to admit, I was in a rut for 2 months. And I didn't tell anyone about it. I couldn't sign a customer to save my life. I couldn't sign distributors. I couldn't get anyone to book a party. And I was feeling like I was falling and sinking in quicksand. And I'm like, am I going to come out of this? But then I'm like, oh my gosh, November's coming. November's always really busy. I can do this. Everyone promotes on my team in November and December. And then I listen to Mark and Mike. And then I listen to Sarah on the phone. And God speaks to you in mysterious ways. And he'll wake you up when he feels it's time to. But for me, this is what's helped me because I have a fire in my belly right now. And as hard as I'm pushing them, I'm pushing myself just as hard. I've got 7 customers I'm putting in between today and tomorrow. And these are people that I had leads. Tina, she's really big on following back on leads. And I use her to keep me held accountable to call my leads back. And I'm calling them and we're texting them. And people I've only met once are signing up to buy the product. And I haven't even had a party for them. And that's another thing. People are going to buy your product whether they've sampled it or not. If you're passionate enough about it, they'll use it. Just tell them what we have to offer. So my business is growing. Their business is growing. Everyone's going to hit the goals that they want to hit, or at least get really doggone close to it. Okay? So I would encourage you guys to go home, pull out your chart, or look in your downline, kind of figure out who you think you want to work with, call your diamond upline, make sure those are the right people if you have to chart it out, and then start making those tough calls and ask them, what do they want? Because my simple text was, I'm choosing 4 people to run with the next 60 days. This is a serious push. Are you in? So I said, everyone said yes. Kathy actually had people say no. And so we went on to someone else. People say no. It's okay. They're just not ready. Find someone else. Someone else in your team's ready. And Sarah made a good point. When she did this before, when Sarah was trying to go ambassador, this last year when they rolled out with the ambassador diamond, she needed a triple diamond, and she reached out to a lady who was a double diamond on her team and said, hey, I want to go ambassador. And she was just blunt with her. I want to go ambassador. Do you want to go triple? That girl said, you know, I really don't think I have time. I don't want to go triple right now. She could have got the triple diamond bonus, which was, what was that, Kathy? $25,000. This lady was like, nah, I don't want $25,000. I don't want to work for it. Who does that? So you know what Sarah did? She dug deep in her, she kept asking. She found a ruby. And she remembered this ruby saying, you know what? My goal is to be a triple. I just want to be triple. I will be happy at triple. Sarah reached out to her and said, hey, I'm running for ambassador. I am going ambassador, and I need a triple. Do you want to go triple? The girl said, game on, let's go. And in 5 months, this girl went from ruby to triple diamond. Sarah went ambassador, and they got their bonuses. So don't think for a minute that just because somebody's just a ruby on your team, that they won't have the fire or the desire to run with you. You just have to ask them. And then ask them, what do you want? And then run together, and run fast, and run hard to the finish line. I really love this last 60 days. Okay. So what do you want? And what are you willing to do to get there? Everyone, we got some laughers back there. We need to make you cry.
Hey, you had me bawling like a baby the other night. On the call, yeah, you did.
Yeah, she texted me.
Yeah.
She texted me. I'm balling.
Oh, because I went over this on the call. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you doing a push with her then?
Yeah. Oh yeah, my girlies are here.
Nice. That's awesome. I mean, it comes down to if you guys really want it. I mean, not everyone's gonna want it, and that's okay, guys. You have to be okay with that, and that's one thing Kathy has said to me over and over and over again. We have to be okay with people not wanting to do this because somebody else is going to want to. We just have to find out. You're gonna be that little diamond in the rough. Okay. And then, if you guys have any questions about the push, because I can go into great detail, but I don't want to spend here all day. So if you want to go into more about it, let me know and I can go into it. Kathy's going to kind of come up here and talk to you guys about these holiday gift sets because there's a lot of questions surrounding who can get them, how we can get them, how long, and all that. So Kathy's going to break that down for you real quick.
Okay, so these are awesome. This is actually my third holiday season with the company. So this is actually the third time that they've rolled out these holiday packages, and they're awesome. This year they changed things up just a little bit, and some people don't really understand why. Previously, these were packages, and I'm not even gonna, you can see what they are, you can look online, you can check the prices, all that. I'm not gonna do it for you, because you can do it. But before, what we were doing was we were using these packages as a way during the slow time to get new customers to sign up, to bring in new people into our business. They see these great deals, they've been intrigued by the products, and now is a good time for them to try them because they're on sale. The problem that was happening was the customers were signing up with these new packages, getting these amazing deals, and then even though we told them, we emailed them, we reminded them to change their auto shipments, that didn't happen. So then the deadline for the packages runs up, everything they had on auto ship now goes at full price. So product was being returned, which at the end of the day does not do us any good. You know, so what the difference is this year, new customers can get these products. They cannot get it on auto ship, so they cannot use it as their first auto shipment. But easy way around that, have them sign up with a bottle of Fat Fighters for their first auto ship. And then have them enter this as a separate order because that's how these have to be done. They cannot be on auto ship for distributors or for new customers. So you enter these as a separate order, okay? They're still gonna get it. It's still gonna be an amazing deal even if they have to purchase a bottle of Fat Fighters first, okay? So these are available now. They came out on Friday. They will be good through December 31st. So that's the last date that we can order these. I really think that covers.
Weren't you saying something about these earlier?
We have Lisa Fuller's newsletter comes out on December 1st, and there'll be a section in there that talks about how to be able to leverage these beyond just to your customers. There's a discussion that we have from the presidents and ambassadors talking about how they're using the
If
kits.
you've got somebody that wants to try these, they can try them as a retail customer.
Yeah.
So if they don't want to make that commitment to be a loyal customer, but they want to try it, get them in as retail. You're gonna make more money off of them anyways. Yeah.
Okay, so, it's not really, they still have to buy a product for Drink Must Be Loyal.
Yes.
Does that still go towards your volume?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But
It's
you
just
would
a
sell it-
separate order.
But you
but
would
it's
sell
still-
it to them as a loyal customer price?
They'll get the loyal customer pricing if they are a loyal customer.
So, if for instance, Kathy's, let's give an example. I think they get it. I think she's confused. Okay, so I'm talking to Kathy. She wants to become a customer of mine. She wants this pack, but I can't have it in her first order. I'm going to say, Kathy, I know you want the wraps and the defining gel. Let's get you in the computer for some Fat Fighters. As soon as the minute I hit submit, she is a customer. We can log in and she can purchase that.
Okay, so it'd be after she's, okay.
After
There
already
has to be
signed
at
up
least
for that loyal customer.
Yeah.
One
And-
order. But it can be 5 minutes. I mean, it can be as soon as you enter that order, and it still is going to be a huge
I don't even think,
savings.
you know what, they might have done, oh, that's the Fat Fighters, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody needs, okay, so this one, I'm sorry, you're gonna need some confianza to get through the holidays. If you got family like I do, I'm gonna need some confianza.
I need to.
I'm gonna be around a lot of people. I'm gonna need my greens so I don't get sick. Well, I'm gonna be eating turkey and ham, so I'm gonna need Fat Fighters. fighters. Well, it doesn't come in fat fighters, so I'll get my fat fighters and then order this, and I got a nice little holiday pack for myself to make it through the holidays.
They can log into their own website and order this, or do you have to?
Yes.
No, they can do it. Yep. And you want to teach your customers how to use their website. You want to teach them how to do it. I mean, I have a handful of women who don't even know how to work the internet that I do help them, because honestly, I think it would probably be harder for me to teach them how to do it than, I mean, they don't even know what AOL is. So, but you want to teach your customers how to go in and enter their orders and change their orders, and most importantly, click save. That's always my thing. Click save. Click save. So anyways, these holiday gift sets are awesome. I know a lot of people were kind of like, we were able to do them on auto ship last year. Why can't we this year? Well, it's because people like maybe Katie, who forgot to change her auto shipment. Look, she's not even paying attention. Take that, Amy.
Getting poked over here.
People like that forgot to change their auto shipment, and then they're like, holy cow! Those product, that was not a good deal. Well, it was the first month. So that's why we're doing it. That's why we did it this
You
way.
need to make sure they know that they have to pay shipping.
They will have to pay shipping on this, but if they're a brand new customer anyways, they're going to have to
Yeah, but
pay
like
shipping
existing
anyways.
ones.
Yeah,
are
existing
kind of-
existing customers. Another question, can you use perk points towards these? Yes, absolutely. It's a separate order. It's awesome.
And our 120 free product as a new distributor, they can use those too?
Yes.
I would assume so.
I heard yes.
Okay.
Here's what I've been doing. What?
Yeah, that's a screamy deal, because this is $179. You got 120 in BV. That's gonna knock it down to like $50. Come on.
I have been sending text messages to all of my current ordering loyal customers and former loyal customers. And I sent out like 93 text messages, and I got through the H's yesterday. And I'm just sending them a screenshot of this with a nice little personalized message of, hey, you're one of my customers. This is going on. Let me know if I can help you. And that's why I only got through the H's, because I couldn't help. I mean, I couldn't keep up. I'm like, hang on, let me look up your password. Let me look up your number, you know, da-da-da-da-da. So do that. Use these to your advantage. Just because they can't use them as new customers, work with your old customers. They'll love you for it.
Another thing is it's one-stop shopping time. People are busy, they don't have time to go to the malls, and so
People buy
we
online.
have 4 amazing sets that are gift boxed. And men, I mean, gosh, they run out of ideas about jewelry,
Yeah.
rings, and perfume. Beautiful little set there for mom, grandma. Think about outside the box.
You know, I'm glad you said that, because, I mean, look at, you go to Walmart or Macy's or all these places, and they have the holiday gift sets with the cheap lotions and stuff. Let your customers know, look, you can get mom an awesome spa package. Not only are they buying it for mom for Christmas, but they're getting reward points for purchasing it. They still get their perk points.
One other time when I went and helped one of your girls at a party in Ohio a couple years ago, and it was the second year for these to come out. And so as we were wrapping people, at least I was asking, who's on your gift list? And tell me a little bit about them. And I said, they would be perfect for Here Comes Santa Claus. You know what she did? She went out. Did you guys hear that? Mm-hmm. We was at a kitchen table, and as I was wrapping somebody, I asked her, I said, who's on your gift list? And tell me a little bit about them. And they said, they would be perfect for Here Comes Skinny Claus or whatever the name was. You know what she did? She went out there and told husband and mom and sister, and all 4 of them bought. The party was over $800, and it wasn't even my party. And that's okay. It helped her, you know.
Make sure you're sharing these when you're doing your parties the next 2 months, because gifts.
If a person that's been a loyal customer for a certain amount of time, whatever time, and they have perk points, does that go with them if they become a distributor?
No. They have to use the perk points.
Have to use it before they sign up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good
We
to
did
know.
that. Megan and I did that. She had perk points. I told her, I said, go in there and redeem, get all your free stuff. We closed it out. She signed up as a distributor, so she actually got free product to start a business, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Any more questions on the holiday packs? I just know we were getting a lot of questions, so we just wanted to kind of touch on it. Okay.
They're still great. Whether new customers can use them on their first auto shipment or not, they are a great deal. Put them in your gift exchanges. Buy a little pack. What a better way to promote your products than sticking them 10 and 2 winners that get 9.
Get an odd number. You put in 1, you're walking away with profit.
Heather Herb, she is a winner. She's a winner. She's like Tina.
You have to come up and get it in a minute after we drop. She wins 10.
Heather wins 10.
Next one wins 9.
Okay. Angie Good. This one wins 10. Last 10 winner. I'm digging deep. Mary Truitt. She's gonna need those wraps.
Seriously, just sitting here going, Mary Stuart.
All right, last
Works,
one.
y'all. Throw it out there.
Pull it out.
I take bribes. Go ahead.
Brady Collins.
For
9 reps. All right. Last thing we got to do is our diamond gift. So if you brought a diamond, if you're a diamond or above and you brought a diamond gift, come on up. Are these all of them?
Did everyone get their red ticket? Okay, get them out. We're going to call numbers.
Okay.
Kathy's big thing is if your number gets called, you have to yell bingo loud or she's passing to someone new. It's her big thing she does.
Bingo.
Bingo, real loud.
Okay. So I'm busy. I'm going to use this excuse every time I'm busy. I dug out of my closet Stretch Mark cream and the Lifting Lip and Eye cream. Just because this is old packaging, I just bought this at the last green carpet. They still have the old packaging, and so they're trying to get rid of it. So I bought it. So don't think that it's like old product because it's not. It's brand new. It's just in the old packaging.
Still works.
Disclaimer, it still works. Let's see, who is it going to be? All right, lucky winner number 512357. No. What is it?
What is a bingo?
Bingo!
Oh, I thought it was diamond.
All right, today is Angie Good's lucky day. Come on up here, Angie. You have to tell us what your aha moment was of today. Like, what did you learn that you were like, oh.